Good afternoon and welcome back to Páirc Uí Chaoimh for part 2 of the great instalment that's Beara and Castlehaven. As you probably can gather, the noise behind me here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh is absolutely and totally and utterly deafening. Quite a lot of water has flown under the bridge, and some people would say that quite a lot of it has flown on top of Páirc Uí Chaoimh since we were here last. We've got a new president of Ireland in Mary McAleese, but we've yet to decide the home of the Andy Scannell Cup for 1997. I'm joined here a half an hour before the throw-in by two gentlemen, one from either side. I've got John Murphy from Beara and Bat Maguire from Castlehaven. First of all, John, it's 4 weeks since the last day. It's a while to be waiting around for a county final, but I suppose after 30 years you don't really mind.
Yeah, after 30 years, what's 1 month after 30 years, that's for sure.
Looking through the team, there's rumours going around the place this morning that there are quite a few changes on the programme for the Beara team that will line out today.
Their position switches, the starting 15 are the very same thing. They're on duty again today. There's just a few position switches on it. Full back line remains the same. The half back line, the two Harrington brothers for the two wing backs, and gone to centre back is. Kieran Sullivan has gone to centre forward. Neil Murphy has gone to centre back. Paul Hanley's gone to centre field, and that's just a strength up the centre field. And he's going to partner with Ollie O'Sullivan. Centre forward is Kieran O'Sullivan, and the two Adrigal lads, Michael Harrington and Brendan Gerard Sullivan, are the two wings, and the two Castlebare fellas are the two corner forwards. That's Seamus Spencer and Alan O'Regan.
We'll come back to the benefit of those changes in a second, John. Bat Maguire, the Castlehaven team, I think, has a more settled look, but there are maybe 1 or 2 changes in it.
There's one change from the last day. Edmund Carey's in corner forward for Brendan DC.
Bat, a lot of talk during the week was about that, that the Beara preparations were upset because of the fact that they had a number of teams playing in various county championships, but you had a clean run at it, if you like.
Well, we had, after the drawn game, our aim was to beat the Ireland. They prepared for the Ireland game and they played well in that game, and so then 2 weeks later we were there in the replay, so that was our aim.
I know you just come out of the dressing room. Are the boys pretty confident in there?
They're in good form. The mood is good in the camp. They're confident, but it's all on the day. Whatever team wants to win it the most will win it.
John, looking through the changes, it would appear that bringing Ollie out to midfield would add credence to the theory that you maybe gave away a little bit of midfield the last day.
I think you could say that, Harry. We gave away a little bit to Castlehaven. They were the better over the hour in that particular sector last year. This is just, we decided to make a switch and just see how it goes, And I agree with Bat as well. Like, the second of the game, it's going to go either way. There's variety between both sides, and I think that is just going to go down to on the day. And yourself, like Tassie, kind of say head or heart, someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong. Let's hope we're right. So
we say thanks to Bat Maguire and thanks to John Murphy for coming out here in front of the stand. So it's off to play for over the next. The throw-in will be in about 25 minutes' time. And as we said the last day, may the best team win.
Find the way up here again.
It's only 13 minutes long. The noise there is something you can hear. You can cut it off anytime you want to know, right? Yeah, and come back and do it. Yeah, you can cut it off anytime you want to know. So I'm going to save it again, right? Yes, the coach there of the Beara manager, Donald Russell, of the job. Hear the noise in the background. We have blue flares, red flares, even though the crowd may be much smaller than it was this time 4 weeks ago. They're equally as noisy, particularly down underneath us here in the main stand for punting corners from the continent. You see them at all the big soccer matches over in the continent. They certainly are here on mass this afternoon in Cork. Even at the moment, actually one of those big red flares over in the middle of the uncovered stand. Roving side end for a contact with that. Just to remind you again that Cork Rovers are through to the 1997 County Under-21 hurling final, beating Carnival with that great David Hayes goal on a scoreline of 110 to 11.
There's one change from the Castlehaven team from the official program. Number 20, Edmund Cleary, comes in at right corner forward instead of number 13, Brendan Deasy. And there are a number of positional changes on the Beara team. Maguire. Right fullback number 2, Dennis Cleary. Fullback number 3, Brian Collins. And left fullback number 4, Donald McCarthy. Right halfback number 5, Denny Cahalan. Centre back and captain number 6, Niall Cahalan. Left halfback number 7, Liam O'Connor. Centre field number 8, Alan Crowley. And number 9, half forward number 10, Martin O'Malley. Centre forward number 11, Gary Thompson.
We're going to go up to the same team and expect a much better
Number 20, Edmund Cleary. Full forward number 14, Colin Crowley. Left full forward number 15, John Perry. In goal, number 1, Patrick Crowley, Castlehaven Beara. Right full back number 2, Marty O'Sullivan, Garvin. Full back number 3, Donna Wiseman, Castlehaven Beara. Left full back number 4, Sean Welch. Back number 5, North Harrington, Castlehaven Beara. Centre back and left half back for number 15, Brendan J. O'Sullivan, and the goal.
As well, of course, they'll have to try and maintain their midfield superiority. And I think I would be fine to agree with Curtis that the Beara selection...
The Carrickcool Juvenile Chase number holding a progressive 45 drive in the Castlehaven Carrickcool on Wednesday night, November the 12th, beginning at 8:45. And the Carrickcool Juvenile Chase now holding progressive 45 drive in the Castlehaven Carrickcool, Royal 11 points. Course is 110, Royal 11 points.
Normal high step. All the for the big game. And I think they'll get more of a John Cleary there, but I suppose a lot of the hinges on Larry really. It's coming back to the old story again. For the Haven.
Very good player in Colin Crowley. If Donald Wiseman can hold Colin Crowley and hold him even to a couple of points, I think that a lot of...
It is fair to say that the ground conditions will have a lot of big bearing in today's game. And any predictions are a lottery really, but I fancy Castlehaven in the drawing game, and I would be a coward to go out now and say otherwise. I still think the Haven are going to do it.
And Terence, I know very well that you're going to tell me that the Cup will be going to the Peninsula for the first time in 30 years, but I must say, having been down in the Beara dressing room, they're extremely nervous down there.
I would think so, that they're nervous. It's a second chance to take a county championship. It's been 30 years since they took the last one, but I firmly believe if the Beara backs play as well today as they did the last day, and there's a little bit more bite in the Beara forwards, I feel that Beara will take it.
Afternoon, winning the final with 2 late points on a scoreline of 6 points to 5. Nemo Rangers trouncing Johnny's in the Keller Shield final on a scoreline of Nemo Rangers 4-11. We're through to the county on the 21 hurling final, and with that 8 goals, all the way to the 35 yards down, close to over 1 goal in 10. Charleville 11 points. Stars and Ballybrunner, Stars in the score of 1 goal and 3 to 1 goal and 6. So we're right up to the scores from right around the county at the moment. Castlehaven, Cork, over in front of the Coventry coming out towards the halfway line. Will be going a fight between the Cork and Johnson to be the referee for this afternoon's game.
Noel Barrett.
Friday morning when East Beautiful announced that they were the sponsors of the Cork senior football team, and at the moment the men from Beara lining up in the middle of the field, somewhat like the All Blacks lining up.
That's a down ball again with the Beara subs trying to get him out. God, no, he's done it.
They're taking now down towards the black box and the third colour, and the national field on County Senior Football Final Day. Of course, we look at how the building up to the final, we have to safely down in Germany in early summer, piercing in the quarter-final, and to Hello in the semi-final. The national anthem on County Senior Football Final Day, the national anthem at Cork. So there it is, the formalities all over, the talking. It's time for it to end, and it's time for both teams to get the action underway. Our big match commentary team, we're joined by the Duhallow coach John Finton Daly, who will give us the big match analysis, and our commentary will be provided by Paddy Palmer.
Yes indeed, and good afternoon and welcome over here to Páirc Uí Chaoimh county seen a football final day, and the protagonists the same as they were the last day. It's Castlehaven in the blue and white versus the men of Beara wearing the red and white of their famed division. And a number of switches on the team. I'll tell you a little bit about them later on, but at the moment I'm watching Brian Barrett from Carricktool. Did I call him Brian Barrett as well? I did. And forced to break away is Neil Murphy, and he delivers a long one in there towards O'Regan, but it's Rory O'Dwyer who comes out to get it. Rory O'Dwyer puts it on the right foot. A great kick from O'Dwyer, but it goes off to the left of the upright there. The first opportunity that kind of begging for them. And the referee Niall Barrett, I should say, he getting the game underway here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. The Castlehaven team lining out as follows in goal. We've got Mike Maguire, the full back line, Dennis Cleary, Brian Collins and Donald McCarthy. The half back line, have we got Dinny Callahan, Niall Callahan and Liam O'Connell. We may see switches there on that side. The half back line, I may give you them the other way around. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alan Crowley and David O'Regan is at midfield. The half forward line, Martin O'Mahony, Larry Tompkins and Fra Callahan. The full forward line is Edmund Cleary, Colin Crowley and John Cleary. The kick out comes into midfield. I'll give it the Beara team a little bit later on, but the man out there that has it is the team captain, and that's Ollie, based in Mayfield at the moment. Ollie running into a little bit of trouble out there, and still play held up, and the ground conditions absolutely atrocious here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. We couldn't say it otherwise, but the ball comes in as far as the newlywed Johnny Cleary. Johnny delivers it in towards the brother Edmund inside the half-hour line. He gets a lovely ball to Larry Tompkins. The ball is knocked away, and Sean Walsh, excellent football by Walsh, and a great ball out for him to another great player over there, and that's Mickey Harrington from Madrigal. Mickey Harrington gives it back to Paul Hanley. Paul Hanley from Morton, a lovely left-footed ball in from him. Spencer lets it go through and misses it, and the ball goes back as far as Mike Maguire. Mike Maguire will give it out, and to Dennis Cleary. Dennis Cleary will give it out the far side of the field, and the Bay Haven go attacking. A lovely ball, a left-footed ball down into the corner. Larry won't let it run through. It doesn't matter because Edmund Cleary has it. It runs, he gives it to Larry Tompkins. Larry Tompkins tries to find the full forward. The full forward slip, but it comes to Fra Callahan. He's the left half forward. A lovely ball from Fra Callahan, and Colin Crowley's in there. Padraig Crowley's coming down. Padraig Crowley's the cool baller, and he gives a foolish ball away there. Padraig Crowley does, and that was definitely danger averted, but the conditions are atrocious. We have to keep saying that. Paul Hanley gets it in midfield. He gives it back to the other midfield partner. That's Ollie, and Ollie gives it to Kevin Jur's son, and that's Brendan Jur, and Brendan Jur delivers a lovely ball in towards the full back line or the full forward line, but out there to take it is Brian Collins to Donald McCarthy. The ball slips from Donald McCarthy. Brian Collins recollects, and he gives it to Liam O'Connell playing on the other side of the half back line, and a lovely ball from O'Connell up towards Edmund Cleary, coming away out from the corner, and Cleary delivers a ball inside, and it's gone in, but gone back to cut it off is Neil Murphy, and Neil Murphy playing and takes a heavy knock there from Larry. And Neil Murphy gone back from centre forward to centre back today. He gives it to Sean Walsh, and the Carpenter delivers it with the hand pass into Paul Hanley. Paul Hanley, this is massive football here from both sides, and Kieran O'Sullivan gets his first touch on it. He's at centre half forward today, and looking up for somebody to give it to. Then he puts it on the right foot, and from 60 yards out he delivers it, and that one goes off out for a wide ball, I would think, but a massive drive there. And to tell you that 23 minutes into the second half, it's Ballygunner 2-11, Sarsfields 1-6, so it looks like that Sars could be out of the Munster Club Championship. Just to give you the Beara team in goal, they've got Padraig Crowley. The full back line is Paddy Bernie O'Sullivan, Donagh Wiseman and Sean Walsh. The half back line, Noel Harrington, Neil Murphy and Seamus Harrington. Midfield, we've got Paul Hanley and Ollie O'Sullivan. The half forward line, we've got Brendan Jur O'Sullivan, we've got Kieran O'Sullivan, and we've got Mickey Harrington. And the full forward line, Alan O'Regan, Rory O'Dwyer and Seamus Spencer. Put them in to come attack here, Castlehaven, with Johnny Cleary. Johnny Cleary gives it to Alan Crowley. Alan Crowley, the midfielder, trying to find Edmund Cleary. Edmund Cleary stopping very promisingly today. He gives it to Larry Tompkins. Larry is cutting his way through as he pulled down under the referee. Niall Barrett agrees, and there'll be a free in. This has been pulsating, John Finton Daly, right from the very off.
It is very hard for the two teams to really get any sort of a pattern going, because it's like cutting turf out there, and parts of it right here in front of the stand is very poor. As John Cleary kicks this from the outside of the exclusion zone, I notice he's kicking the free today. He's kicked it off his hand, and he has kicked it over the bar. Conditions are much better down here on the left hand side, on the city side. Forwards are finding it a little bit easier to get out into space, and they're keeping their footing. But out around the middle of the field and in here towards the stand, it is atrocious. And down the other end of the field, Kieran O'Sullivan had one go for the score, but he was very far out. All the forward line by Beara on numbers are completely changed around. Totally it's different numbers from where they were the last day. With Kieran centre forward, it's going to be very interesting to see on 7 can shape up.
Yes, indeed, they spoke to each other by ESET Digiphone yesterday. Whether they'll use the Digiphone apparatus today to communicate, it's very, very debatable. Brendan Joel has it. He gives it right up into the corner. Alan O'Regan comes out. Alan O'Regan slips and then he kicks a mighty one over the bar. O'Regan, the hero. A hero a couple of weeks ago for Castlehaven there, but that was a great kick from him. The cheer is loudest when he sent that one over the bar. A great kick from him and great work there by Brendan Judd O'Sullivan. And at this, I would like to take the opportunity to say hello to Brendan Jur's grandfather. That's Eamon Jur, listening at home. And the word to say hello to Eamon came from both Pierce Murphy, the treasurer of the county board, and Billy Morgan said make sure to mention the man as well. We did that. That was a great point. The sides are tied up and a great bout of play from both sides and both teams. The kick out is coming. Splendid from Moggy into midfield. They're rising. Hanley breaks it down. Who's going to get it? The man that does it is Frank Allen. He gives it to Niall Solas with the left and then hits a long one toward the full forward line. Johnny Cleary's got inside. It hops for Cleary and then he puts it onto the right foot. The newlywed has got his second point. I wonder it comes off the post and out for a wide ball. He's furious about that. Fabulous football, John Finton.
Good kick through there to John Cleary, and I noticed from the last year, I might have mentioned early in the game that John Cleary didn't get a kick of a ball on the same market party B. O'Sullivan. He's actually got very well into the game from the start of this one, and he actually kicked that ball from the same place he kicked the free off the hand, just inside the exclusion zone. He hit the post on the near side and hopped back when it looked like it was going over the bar. So that's one chance missed for the Haven.
One chance missed from the Haven, but it's level pegging a point apiece. The Haven come attacking again from that kick out, and Martin O'Mahony has it over there. Martin O'Mahony goes down on top of it. Can he get it back up? He does, and he gives it to Niall Callahan. The conditions atrocious, but Callahan is splendid, and then he delivers a lovely ball into the corner. Paddy Berney's out in front this time, but he comes as far as Denny Callahan, and Denny's pass is intercepted by Brendan Judd O'Sullivan. Brendan Judd's jerseys pull Niall Barrett, but he says to play advantage. He gives it to Kieran O'Sullivan, and Kieran O'Sullivan delivers a lovely ball inside. Regan is jumping, but Regan won't get there because Moggy's out, or will he leave it behind to Dennis Cleary? Dennis Cleary will use the fist to get it out to Liam O'Connell, and Liam O'Connell will use the other fist to give it out to Martin O'Mahony. Martin O'Mahony, the stonemason back there helping out his defence, and he gives it to Dennis Cleary. Dennis Cleary drills it across the field, and will Callahan get it? He will. And Niall Callahan playing at centre back, and he's coming deep into territory. Then he delivers a long ball inside, and Donald Wiseman, superb Wiseman gathers, but it falls and he's pushed in the back. And Donald Wiseman was backing when he cut that in the sky, and certainly that was a great catch by him. And we'll follow the action. We'll come to John in a minute, and a lovely ball up the field. Out comes Mickey Harrington. Mickey Harrington, this is mighty incredible football to Seamus Harrington, no relation. Seamus has a brother Noel playing in the other half back line. Mickey Harrington is gunning his way through. He's going to put this onto the right foot. He's kicked him over the bar in the past, and has he kicked another one? The answer is yes, John Finton Daly.
A lovely score there. Donald Wiseman caught that ball. He had the back pedal. Colin Crowley had very cutely got behind him, and he got his hand up. He caught it. He was in nudge from behind, and he got his free. From that, Kieran picked it up. Kieran has started well. He's coming to midfield. He's spraying the ball as the centre forward should do, and he found Michael Harrington. But I must say, Michael Harrington was quite lucky to get away with that at all. I thought he took about 6 or 7 steps to the ball before he took his shot, but it was a very good score when he put it there.
There's John Finton for that, and the kick out will be coming from Mike Maguire from the 20-metre line. 2 points to 1 if you want to know the score in favour of Beara. Hanley is rising, the black gloves in the air, but Larry won't rise and collect. Larry delivers in with the right foot down into the corner. Edmund Cleary starting well. Edmund Cleary wearing number 20. A lovely ball inside from him, and he's giving it inside a good ball, and it comes to Crowley. Crowley's bunning his way. He's fouled surely, and the referee says to play advantage, and he comes to Frank Allen. Frank Allen will put this one over the bar. The answer is he does, and there's 2 points apiece. They talked about the football the last day. Certainly the first 10 minutes or the first 9 minutes of this has been superlative football indeed, and another one got over the bar there.
Very good referee on this occasion, Paddy. It's nice to compliment the referee when he does something properly. On that occasion, Colin Crowley was well isolated, got a lovely ball inside. Donald Wiseman could do nothing but pull him, and to what you call in soccer terms a professional foul. The ball was given off to Frank Allen, kicked over the bar. The ref left the play go, and has no call back to Donald Wiseman, and has booked him, which is only proper order.
Yes, the kick out is coming. Paddy Crowley into midfield, and now David O'Regan rises high, using the fist to knock it down, but Seamus Harrington will collect. Seamus Harrington up. Back operated, wing back to the end. He gives to Niall Murphy. Niall Murphy gives it to Hanley, and Hanley is capsized by Regan, and Regan goes down as a result of the capsizing operation. David O'Regan's shoulder has gone out there. He ran into Paul Hanley, and certainly he came out the worst of that one. And I'd say the dugout down here in front of us, there'll be changes. and David O'Regan is still down injured. Dr. Christian Just is going to come into the side and have a look at the player, but the referee's continuing on, and it's Castlehaven all on the move. Good play by them, and a lovely ball inside. Crowley brother to Crowley brother to Crowley brother, Reish, and over the bar of Reish, and a great point there indeed. Good play by them. The play will be held up for a few minutes, but it's 3 points to 2 now in favour of Castlehaven. Another great point indeed, and that one coming from Colin Crowley, I think, and a good move by him.
Lovely move, Paddy. Funny enough, the conditions today, the crowd is not as big. You would say the atmosphere is not as good. Conditions are poor, but the game is actually a lot better than it was at any stage last year. We've got some lovely open football, considering it's very ironic considering the time of year. We've had lovely conditions. Now there's a bit of controversy out in the field because David O'Regan, I'd say, is fairly badly injured. There's a doctor got out to him, and Jim Nolan, I think, is now out there at the moment. And I'd say it looks as if he may have to go off, and that's going to be a big blow. But leaving that aside, the two Crowley showed there once again that they have great potential. They interplayed that ball extremely well. Colin held it out for that, and he got a return ball, and he kicked a lovely ball over the bar, and that's given them a 1 point lead. And at the moment, the very interesting thing is we've got 5 points, and 4 of those have been from Clay, and they've been all very well taken.
Yes, indeed, and Niall Callahan has been spoken to as well by the referee. Place held up here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Just to tell you, I think it will be probably Liam Collins that will be coming into the side. He came on down against the Nair as well. And they're wasted to today's final. The men of Beara, they defeated Clyde Rovers in the first round on a score of 13 points to 1-9. In the next game, the day of all the penalties, they defeated the Piercing 3-10 to 1-7. And in the semi-final, I think John Fintan Daly will turn off the ears for a moment. They defeated Duhala 15 points to 7. Castlehaven on their way to today's final. They started and they defeated Avondhu 112 to 10 points. They were lucky against St. Nick's 213 to 114. And then against UCC 14 points to 8. And Imo Kelly 114 to 4 points. And David O'Regan takes no more part in this game. And Liam Collins is into the side. Larry's gone out of midfield on Paul Hanley. What a day that should be. Hanley on Larry Tompkins. They matched each other for the half hour the last day, and certainly they added to a lot of entertainment. And we have Liam Collins in at centre forward. It's a big day for the youngster. Only youngster, let me tell you. The kick out is coming. Ollie breaks it down, but Liam has it. He gives it to Larry Tompkins, and Larry Tompkins delivers a one inside as far as Colin Crowley a reach, and Colin Crowley gets it, and he gives it to Frank Allen. Frank Allen is moving forward. It's 3 points to 2 in favour of the Haven, and Colin Crowley wins it again, gives it to Dinny. Dinny gives it to John, and John is John Cleary, and John Cleary gets his second point of the game. It's 4 points to 2 in favour of Castlehaven. And John Cleary, the 3 weeks on the honeymoon did him the power of good. He didn't get much of a 10, but certainly he's in great shape in that corner today. Another great move by the Haven, John.
Lovely move, Paddy. They're playing some very nice football, and I imagine, I said this in a preview prior to the game, that having a Munster Club Championship match last week against the Nair probably was a great basis for them, because they gave them an awful lot of possession. Granted, they won easily, but they had an awful lot of possession. They meant their forwards out to work as a unit. That's another lovely score from John Cleary. He's done more in 10 minutes today than he did for the entire match last year. He's playing extremely well, but I would say David O'Regan is a big loss for them.
Yes, but from that kick out there, the ball was won in the middle of the field, and by Paul Hanley. He was fouled. The referee blew the whistle, and the free was taken in by Paul himself, but it was won inside by none other than Brian Collins, and he gave it off to Cleary or Callahan, and there's pushing in the back again down this side of the field this time. Paddy Bernie's capsized there, and there will be free out. Will be taken by Donagh Wiseman, and he's taking this free about he's 40 metres from his own goal, and then he's going to leave it behind for the centre back Niall Murphy to take this one, or I should say Neil Murphy. And the referee is coming back here to check that Paddy Bernie's eyes okay. John Cleary's in there checking as well, the gentleman that he is. And the referee, Niall Barrett from Carricktool, takes the handkerchief from the top pocket out with the clinic's tissue, and the piece of earth is removed, and there's a lot of earth around Páirc Uí Chaoimh today. And the ball breaks in midfield, and it comes to Alan Crowley. Alan Crowley with the left foot. Is he going to find touch or find Johnny Cleary? He finds Johnny Cleary. Johnny Cleary on the 45-metre line gives a lovely ball up inside, and it's cut off once again. Good defending by Beara. We were talking about this half full forward line, the Castlehaven full forward line the last day. Maybe that a lot of people felt they didn't do the business against a very talented full back line, but the ball is worked out by that talented full back line again. It comes to Noel Harrington. Noel Harrington's ball to Spencer is cleared out by Donald McCarthy to Dinny. Dinny gives it to Larry. Larry will give it to Niall, and Niall runs into a bit of a gap there, but he breaks his way from the gap, and then he gives it outside to Alan Crowley, the midfielder, with the left foot, and his shot is blocked now, but it comes back as far as Larry Tompkins. Larry takes a shoulder there, but stands on the turf. He's a strong man, Tompkins is, and then a bit of a pushing there, but the referee says to play on. And the ball comes to Noel Harrington across the field, and Spencer comes out and he gets it, and I think he's out from the corner forward position, and is he fouled over there? The referee's not blowing the whistle. Donald McCarthy takes the ball from him and gets away with it, and Donald McCarthy's coming into midfield and he gives it to Alan Crowley. Alan Crowley, lovely chip there, the man laid out on the field. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. And Donald McCarthy's the man I think that's been spoken over there. The final score, we're told, is that Ballygunner 3-11, Sarsfields 2-7, and we're told that Pat Ryan got both goals for the Sarsfields men. A great prospect indeed for Cork Senior Hurling, but the free out to the Beara men. The scoreboard says 4 points to 2 in favour of Castlehaven, and we're 14 minutes into the first half of what can only be described as a most entertaining game of football in the most difficult of underfoot conditions that you could possibly imagine. The atmospheric conditions are perfect though. The little drop of rain that we had earlier on has dried off, and thankfully for the people on the far side. Somebody told me there would be 5,000 people there. I think there's a little bit more than that as we look down, and it has filled up a little bit of late, but we'll get the counter on a little bit later on. There's a free into Beara on the 45-metre line. Kieran O'Sullivan is the man that's dedicated to take this. He's taking 5 or 6 metres in from the sideline and kicking it in towards the Black Rock Rind, and that's Kieran O'Sullivan, and he puts this one. It's hopping in there, a dangerous looking one, hopping around the square, and the fist goes up to it, but the ball will come out. Oh, Frank Allen I think got a knock there on that one, and he goes down, but Moggy will take the free, or is he going to rest it and take it on the 20 line? Frank Allen there hold the chest after that one, back helping out his defence, and a talented individual. And Niall Cahalan is trying to work his way out, and he gives it to Larry. Larry drills it down the field, and it's between Wiseman and Crowley. Wiseman comes this time. Wiseman collects and runs into a little bit of trouble, and as the ball taken away from him, did he handle it on the ground? The referee says he did, and there'll be a free into Castlehaven. And Larry Tompkins will take this one. We're 15 minutes into the half here. Larry takes it to Martin O'Mahony, and the last day we were in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, Martin's father John was with us, but today he's watching from that great football field up in the sky. May the Lord have mercy on his gentle soul. And the action continues here, and there's a free into Castlehaven, and the free will be taken. Is it who's standing over this one? Will Larry do it, or will Alan Crowley take it? Alan Crowley leaves it behind to the maestro, I would think, and Larry Tompkins is going to give it to John Cleary. Somebody told me that last night that John Cleary would never kick him from 45 metres out. They say his range is 35. They have Johnny measured down in Castlehaven. It's 4 points to 2 before Johnny takes this one. Does Larry ask him to have a cut off it? Johnny Cleary is kicking. He can kick him, but he didn't have the direction on that occasion. It drops off for a wide ball, and he had the direction, he had the distance all right, but maybe not the direction on that occasion. It's 4 points to 2 in favour of Castlehaven. A little bit of tempo has taken out of the game, but certainly it had to sitch was the awesome speed that it got off to. And the midfield pairing there, we have Ollie O'Sullivan marking Alan Crowley. We have Paul Hanley and Larry Tompkins Junjul. And the ball breaks. Ollie's breaking a lot of ball, and it's been picked up quite a lot of it by the centre forward. And the centre forward there was Liam Collins. But Hanley's coming, and Hanley delivers a lovely ball to Mickey Harrington from Madrigal. Give his back to Seamus Harrington for Castletownbere, and Smithy sees affectionately known as the publican, gives it behind, and Mickey Harrington was looking to get that one up. He's drilling his way in, and he gives it to Seamus Harrington again, and Seamus Harrington, he played midfield the last day. He got a mighty point the last day too, let me remind you, but this one he won't get a mighty point and will go off for a wide ball there. And certainly, John, I think the tempo gone out of the game a little bit, but I suppose taking the conditions into account, you could hardly expect the players to keep it going the way it was.
Absolutely not, Paddy. We have at this stage with 17 minutes gone in the game, and I'll tell you, the conditions out there would do justice to a Five Nations match in the worst of conditions. Impossible for players to be able to keep that tempo going. I'd say the legs would be feeling it. I'd say it must be very sapping on the legs. Some very heavy tackles being shifted there as well, and I'd say fellas having the stuffing knocked out of one another. But at the moment the game's being settled back. Haven started and have gone there for 10 minutes. They're going to tear Beara apart, but Beara come back into it, and Jonah Wiseman, as I speak, has just been beaten to the ball by Colin Crowley.
Yes indeed, and that one there, the referee said there was a pick up off the ground again, and it's going to be a free out. And John Finton Daly, as he was making the point there, Colin Crowley was defeated by Donald Wiseman. I was listening to what John was saying next. I looked down the field, and it would appear by the actions of the referee Niall Barrett that Alan Crowley or Colin Crowley must have handed the ball on the ground. But anyway, Donald Wiseman will say Goromina Mahagot, and he'll take this free, and he's taken better frees in his time. And is there a bit of pulling and jogging there, I wonder? But Spencer gets it up. The Spencer gives a good ball back to Noel Harrington. Noel Harrington gives it up as far as Brendan Gerard Sullivan, the youngest man in Páirc Uí Chaoimh this afternoon, and he's two solos and got caught and over carrying there, and there'll be another free down. And down here underneath us I can see that Paddy Bernie O'Sullivan, he's marking John Cleary, and certainly he's having a difficult enough beginning to this one, but there's a long way to go. We're 18 minutes into it, and the The ball is with Niall Cahalan. Niall Cahalan is just a moment carried it, and they'll be free in. And Niall was thinking about something else, I think, in that occasion. A free in there, and will be taken by the other Digiphone man. A lovely ball inside, all on his own. The Spencer was put this onto the left foot. But let me tell you, before he'll do that, he'll have to go by Dinny Cahalan, and you don't go by Cahalan that easy. But Niall Cahalan has it. Cahalan wallops it up into the sky. And underneath it is Murphy, and the ball breaks as far as Johnny Cleary. Johnny Cleary walking his way through. Niall Murphy tries to catch up with him, and Ollie O'Sullivan is back there as well. Cleary soling around, and then he delivers a lovely ball this side of the field, and this side coming out to take it will be the full forward Colin Crowley. Colin Crowley trying to get inside on the Wiseman, and Wiseman does a good knocking job on him, and Crowley delivers off to Edmund Cleary. Edmund Cleary came in at half time the last day, did a great job, played great against the Niall. He's trying to get inside, and he overcarries. And the referee, Niall Barrett, is a stickler on overcarrying today on both sides, let me say, John.
Absolutely, Paddy. In fact, down below, Brendan Jor was pulled for overcarrying. Then Niall Cahalan was caught, and Edmund Cleary down here tried around his man, but in fairness, the defender did the best he could to legitimately challenge, and he gave a free out, and I think he was right. And I think if he pulls fellas on overcarrying right through the game, it'll be no harm, because conditions are bad, and I'd like to see the ball moving from end to end a lot faster, especially from the Beara side.
Yes, indeed, and John Finton agreeing there with the referee, doing his job properly, and Paul Hanley is moving through. A great man, I would imagine, would be in a Five Nations Championship, but the second phase position not great here, and the pick up there, and was it Liam O'Connell came in and handled on the ground, and a very, very, very rough decision indeed. But there's a free in and a free to Kieran O'Sullivan, 40 metres out from goal. Kieran O'Sullivan operating at centre half forward today. The numbers on their backs mean very, very little. Switch has been made by the Beara Minters, and those Beara Minters, we've got Donald O'Sullivan, the coach, Johnny Houlihan and Barry Murphy. Some people were a little critical of them, maybe they'll work out. Time will only tell. It's 4-2 before Kieran O'Sullivan makes it 4 points to 3 in favour of Castlehaven, but a great point from Beara there. There's just a single solitary point between them. The watch says 20 minutes gone in a very entertaining first half, and thankfully for all those great supporters on both sides, wearing of the red and white and the blue and white, that the rain will hold off for their sakes. They've made a lot of sacrifices to get here, travelling long journeys. And the supporters must be credited for adding great atmosphere to this day. There's flags on all the bridges coming into the city. Which ones will be blowing tomorrow morning remains to be seen. Whether Andy Scannell gets a new home after 30 years, or whether he goes back to Castlehaven for the third time since 1989. It's 1967 since he took a trip down into the division of Beara. Ollie O'Sullivan has it. Ollie, I don't know whether that was a solo, but with the shortest leg-to-hand contact I've ever seen in my life. The ball has gone through, but Brian Collins gets it. Superb at full back. The last day, likewise today. Brian Collins gives it out as far as Laura also Tom Keane, Ilana Parker, Igor Glown Varicon as he walks his way through, going across the field. Larry, you're going out a light, lad, and you're drilling this one up, and he gives it to Colin Crowley, but then Wiseman will get back. It goes through the hands of Colin, and Wiseman will work his way out, and then I was going to say a suicide ball into the midfield, but it came off for him, and Hanley gives it this side of the field to Noel Smithy Harrington, and Noel is the right half back, a tough operator, and then he gives it across the field. Was that a pass? We'll say it was, because it was good, and it came off to Brendan John on the way out the field. I know what Brendan John was doing about that one, but that was a wasted effort, no doubt at all, John Finton.
Yeah, I tell you, Paddy, Castlehaven are playing far more sensible football. Beara came up with that ball there, got in the middle of the field. Ollie was stalling with it first. There was an awful lot of crowding going on. Alan O'Regan was the one forward I felt that was staying inside and got a good score early on for that reason when he got isolated inside with his man Dennis Cleary. But on that occasion, Brendan Jor finished the move about 45 yards out. He got a good pass on the left, and he kicked it too far out. He kicked it aimlessly wide. There wasn't a Beara man within 30 yards of the goal line, and that's no good, because Colin Crowley thinks far better at the other end, and the Haven are using the length of the pitch a lot better than Beara are.
Yes, indeed. From the kick out, Noel Harrington is underneath it, and he gets a free there, and he's playing quite well at the right half back. He played quite well as well the last day, and he gives this up as far as Rory O'Dwyer, and Rory O'Dwyer still to get into the game there at full forward. Got 2 great points the last day, but Moggy's all wearing the cap to indicate the sun is on the eyes, and then he delivers a ball into midfield, and good catch there, and it comes to Larry Tompkins. Larry is bursting his way through. He's been fouled, surely, referee, but the ref says to play advantage. Good advantage, I suppose, to the referee. And Liam Collins has it. Liam Collins gives it back to Alan Crowley. Alan Crowley there was fouled, I would imagine, but the referee again playing advantage comes to Edmund Cleary. Edmund Cleary trying to get inside his man Sean Walsh, and not really getting inside him, and Sean Walsh coming back and tackling it second time, and touching the ball in the ground, Sean Walsh, and that will certainly Then send some of the Beara supporters down here as well. The Castlehaven supporters, they're not too pleased about that. And Christie's in with the Elishka there, and the referee blowing the whistle and making sure that everything is okay. It's a free out to Beara. The scoreboard says 4 points to 3 in favour of Castlehaven. The time says 24 minutes gone in the clock. And yesterday the Kelleher Shield, Nemo Rangers were crowned champions because they defeated Donny's 4-10 to 5 points. Valley Rovers were crowned intermediate league champions when they defeated Douglas, and certainly poor old Douglas, when this game went to injury time, they were leading by a point as they were the last day against Castlehaven in the intermediate championship. Yesterday, intermediate league final, they were leading by a point, but in injury time Valley Rovers got 2 late points to capture the title, and a great victory for them. In the under 21 hurling this morning, a late goal from Corsi Rovers, and they continue their winning ways when they defeated Charleville 1-10 to 11 points. They played the under 21 final against the Bears sometime around the 13th of the month. And yesterday as well, the Junior B football between Glengariff and Clownellee ended all square. So they're the results up to date. Ballygunner defeated SARS in the Munster Club Championship, and Larry had his hands around Paul Hanley, and Paul Hanley is not a man often that gives vent to his inner thoughts, and certainly I'd love to see some poetry that the man would rise. A long ball in as far as Regan. If there's ever a poetry, there's a little bit of a pulling there. I wonder, the referee says to play on, and we'll come back to John Finder what he thought about that one in a second, but certainly looked very dodgy, and Dennis Clear, I reckon, has a little prayer to the Lord up there, and maybe direct line to him, but it's a line ball, but it's very close, John.
Well, I honestly thought there, Paddy, in this game side he was actually near the edge of the penalty area, and I thought he got pulled down. I thought it was a free in, and just like that I thought the ref made another poor decision earlier, because Edgar clearly, when he had the ball below, he dived in it, but he didn't actually handle it on the ground, and I thought he was wrong there too. So 2 mistakes, I suppose, and they worked out equally, one for each side. But at the moment, Beara would need to get the ball in quicker. They need to find O'Regan. He's making good runs inside. Kieran O'Sullivan found him with that last ball. He's the one man that can deliver good ball into his forwards, but a lot of the Beara plays too bloody short. It's not effective, and they really would want to open it up a bit more and play the ball a little bit longer, because the Haven are very, very good at that.
Yes, but it's 4 points to 3 in favour of Beara, of Castlehaven, I should say, and Alan O'Regan has come out from the corner. He's won that one from the 65-metre line, and then he delivers in as far as Rory O'Dwyer. He's another back converted forward. He's cutting his way in, and he's still holding on there, and then he puts a lovely ball outside to O'Regan wearing the number 11, and O'Regan's ball should be a little bit better, and Noel McCarthy fists it away. He'd tell me that he meant every little bit of it, and he combines with O'Connell, and then it's very close to the sideline. The line will get there first, and Noel McCarthy's clearance there going out over the line. Still 4 points to 3, very, very close. The scores have dried up a little bit, but the non-stop action hasn't, and Beara take that line ball is with Spencer yet to get involved in the game. He's working his way through now, though, going past a couple of Beara men, and from away out the field he delivers it in another wide ball for Beara. They could rule those chances before this day is out, let me tell you. There are 3 minutes to go to the short whistle, and certainly scores. It's quite a while since we have had one, and I think we have to go back to the 20th minute for the last score. 4 points to 3, and the kick out will be coming from Mike Maguire. He's also one of the selectors, as is Christie and Jim Nolan. And 12 minutes before that, John Cleary got a point, 4 points to 2, and then we do wait another 8 minutes before Kieran O'Sullivan pointed from Beara. 4 points to 3, and that ball won there by Mickey Harrington. Mickey Harrington has the ball taken away from him, but gets it back the second time round, walking his way through. Mickey Harrington trying to drill his way forward, and he gives it back as far as I tell you who got that in a minute, but it comes to Ollie O'Sullivan, and Ollie O'Sullivan is grounded there, and he gets up like a man and fights, goes through 3 Castlehaven men, and the referee said he's going to throw it up, and Ollie O'Sullivan is on the turf, and the 3 Beara Castlehaven men are standing upright. Noel McCarthy comes out and taps him on the back, and I don't know what that was about. Probably saying that everything is okay. He throws it in, and Hanley puts out the biggest paws in Ireland, and he takes the ball from over Larry, and he's walking his way through. If he kicks this one over the bar, they'll roll all the way down as far as the Dursey Sound, and that one went over the bar. A superlative and a great mighty pine from Paul Hanley. Wherever the law of Moore came from, I'll never ever know, but in some way he grabbed that ball from the throw-in, John.
Yeah, Paddy, there was a bit of a case of a Hail Mary there, a kick up into the air, but he kicked it well with his left foot. I think Larry won't be frightfully happy to have to come to the middle of the field, because he started well as centre forward. The loss of O'Regan, I think, is only now it's beginning to get felt, because conditions are very tough out there. O'Regan would have loved those conditions. He would have been very effective. But Paul Hanley at midfield is more than cancelling out Larry, and Larry's loss in the forward line is being felt, because the way they'll go open up the defence, he's a bit far out at the moment to have any great effect for his forwards. And as I speak, he's just kicked the ball there inside, and I think this Frank Allen has been fouled. There's a quick free, and John Terry has played it inside.
Yes, indeed, and we can tell you from the latest from Nolan Park is that Kilkenny are leading Cork 4 points to 3. That in the South East Hurling League after 25 minutes. And the free into Castlehaven, and the scoreboard says 4 points apiece. And we're coming towards half time. We have a minute to go, and I think it's Edmund Cleary that's down injured. Yes, but he is recovered, and Larry Tompkins is going to take this one. Larry Tompkins, John Cleary was out there as well. The free, if you want to be exactly precise about it, is 43 metres out, I would think, and is reasonably as possible, as near enough to centre as you'll ever get. Larry Tompkins stands over this one. Before we go in for the cup on tea, it's now also Tom Keane, and the follower of our games down in North Kerry, who reckon we haven't got the pronunciation of loud, also Tom Keane, and Larry slips, and Sean Walsh lets it behind, but he comes out again. Oh, he takes a belt and a knock in the head there, and comes out with a good play by him. Seamus Harrington over there playing quite well. It comes to Kieran O'Sullivan, away deep Kieran is, and Ollie O'Sullivan's got it to the front. This hops in a goal. And was it picked out under, but Brian Collins, he's a confident young man, let me tell you, gives it to Collins, and Collins gives it Callahan. Was Callahan fouled, I wonder, when it comes to Johnny Cleary, and John Cleary hops around the 45 metre line, walking his way through, and then has the ball picked, let it fall on the ground, and is picked up, and John Cleary will give this one up in a little minute, and he'd want to know how Chelsea and West Ham are getting on a little bit later, in the game, but for the moment it's a free out, and there's very little time to go to half time. It's 4 points apiece. And as they say, it couldn't be closer. I think there are a number of changes in the Beara side. We'll come to that in a minute. And a little bit of pull, jersey pulling there, and Michael Harrington is dragged down there. And Michael Harrington will give it up into the corner to Kevin Judd. And Kevin Judd, did he handle it on the ground? I wonder. It doesn't matter, because Dinny Callahan comes in and takes it away and gives it to Niall Callahan. And certainly Niall Callahan, how many balls and how many fellas he taking passes from wearing the Beara Castlehaven jersey. And it's in between Niall Murphy and Liam Collins, and Niall Murphy gets it at the second time, and then he gives it on the fist to Ollie, and Ollie takes a heavy tackle there, but the Mayfield base guard, and the man who saved the Cathedral in Innis on one occasion, he gives it to another man who'd save any Cathedral, and they love him in Beara, and he goes through. He's after travelling 60 or 70 miles at this stage. If he puts this onto the left foot again, this time it won't go over, because he got it blocked down, and he's after running out of gas certainly after that. And Beara now, Castlehaven now come attacking, the counter-attack they call it, in another code, and Larry Tompkins comes into midfield, Hanley can't catch up with him, and Kieran O'Sullivan is trying to get there. Ollie runs into him, and Ollie and Larry exchange pleasantries, but that's what they exactly were, pleasantries, and Niall Callahan is trying to get it up and looking for somebody to give it to, and then with the fist he gives it to Edmund Cleary, a great man to pass the ball back to Fra Callahan. Fra Callahan working his way through, and Fra, you give better balls than that, my boy. And Neil Murphy will take it up, but it's no more, it's half time, and certainly just looking at them, John Finton Daly, they're physically drained coming off that field.
Both teams that party will be very, very tired. I'd say the various physiotherapists and masseurs and all the rest of it will have a lot of work at half time. Both teams are very, very drained. I was very amused with that last incident there with Paul Hanley. He won the ball in his own half on the 50-yard line. He stole it forward, and who was there to stop his track down the middle with Niall Callahan? And Hanley actually kept going straight through the middle, which you don't do with Niall Callahan, but he actually walked almost straight over him. And I don't think there's very, very few men in Ireland could boast that sort of a thing. But I think he did eventually take his toll. He started soaring, he kept going, and he went for another one of these kicks off the left foot, but he was half blocked. I tell you, if it had gone over the bar, the whole place would have erupted, because he travelled the field with it. On the break from that ball, Larry went actually on a solo run then, and there was an
4 minutes before the break, means that it's 4 points apiece at half time, and I suppose Terence O'Shea, Beara will feel relieved that they're going into half time on level terms.
I suppose with 10 minutes into the game, the two Cleary brothers, Edmund and John Cleary, in the two corners were very, very prominent. They were well above both Beara cornerbacks. They were winning a lot of ball, and they were posing.
I would be telling them to utilise their two corner forwards more. For the first 10 minutes of the game, Edmund Cleary was really had really the beating of his man, and all of a sudden, from once the time David O'Regan went off, they changed their tactics and they kept putting the ball into Colin Crowley. Now, I know that Colin Crowley is a player with great potential, but he's also been marked by, I estimate, the best defender on the Beara team in the person of Donald Wiseman. I would be saying, play the ball in
Bar and Garage and Castleton Beara, and certainly some of those places will be celebrating at the end of another 30 minutes. It's half time, 4 points each, and what's turning out to be a much better game than we had here a month ago. Let's tell you about some of the other scores from this afternoon. It's half time in the South East Hurling League down in down in Kilkenny and Nolan Park. Cork leading at half-time on a scoreline of 1-4 to 5 points. Talking about Cork hurling, Stars are out of the month in Riverstick on Sunday the 30th. Let's rejoin our commentary team, and the first voice we
have a lot of football played and we haven't got a goal, and they reckon if one came that it could be curtains on the opposition. The referee Niall Beara checking that everything is okay. We'll synchronise with him and away we go. The ball is thrown in and Ollie's at Kieran is at midfield and Ollie's at centre forward. That change made before half time, and I would imagine there's going to be a free in to Beara. And that free taken will be taken by Kieran O'Sullivan. Why he didn't try for the score, I don't know, but he gives it to Alan O'Regan. Alan O'Regan trying to work his way through, and he's trying to get past Niall Callahan, and then when he was falling he kicked it, and that one hits the post and goes off for a wide ball. And how he kicked it at all, I'll never know. He was being surrounded by two Castlehaven players, but he got the kick in. It hit the post and down and out of harm's way. A very small number of wides as well, but it's 4 points all, and certainly it's going to be a rough justice, and whoever's going to lose this one is the TSB Cork Senior Football Final to determine. Oh, good catch indeed, and Mickey Harrington's jersey has been pulled there, referee, but the ref says it's okay to play on. Mickey Harrington has already got 1 point, and he now turns this one onto his right foot. It's a dangerous looking one. O'Regan is fisted in, and who's going to catch this one? Brendan Joe won, and it's taken away from him by Dinny Callahan to Donald McCarthy. Donald shot out to Martin O'Mahony, and Martin O'Mahony runs into a little bit of trouble there, but he works his way out, hops the ball in the turf, and would you believe it, it came up, but it didn't come up the second time, and it's taken away. Brendan Joe is down on it, and Brendan Joe O'Sullivan gives it across to Paul Hanley to Ollie O'Sullivan to Kieran O'Sullivan, and Beara from Kieran drives it good and over the bar from Kieran O'Sullivan. And over there, Wiseman is getting the crowd going. They want to increase the tempo. 5 points to 4 in favour of Beara. John Finton.
That was actually, Paddy, that was probably one of the best scores of the game so far. It was down here on outside, near the stand. That Alan O'Regan initially had a lot to do with it. And Brendan Jor, who seems to be playing well at the start of the second half, he switched wings with Michael Harrington, and in fact they had a new half-forward line because Ollie takes it forward. Ollie took it with his back to goal, gave it back to Kieran about 35 yards out, and a sweet point from Kieran to put them in front, I think possibly for the first time.
Yes indeed, the kick out comes into midfield and the boot goes in and it goes right across the field, but over there to take it is Mickey Harrington, giving it up into the corner to Spencer, trying to get inside Donald McCarthy, and certainly a difficult job to get inside Donald McCarthy any day of the weekend. In a county final day, virtually impossible. The ball is delivered in, Alan O'Regan is out, this time he catches it, the hand came from nowhere, and he hops it on the tuff, and he still has it, he hits the tuff though, and Brendan John is trying to get it up, but the man that gets it up at the end of all that is Alan Crowley. He's the midfielder from Castlehaven. Alan Crowley, lovely ball by him right up into the corner, but Paddy Byrne's out, but it only comes as far as Liam Collins, and he's walking his way through, and not Liam Collins, I should say Colin Crowley walking his way inside, and Colin Crowley, can he give it outside to Martin O'Mahony? Oh, he gives it to Edmund Cleary. Edmund hops it in, a lovely ball across the field to Johnny Cleary. Johnny Cleary's on the 20-metre line for Castlehaven, and he stands and turns around and then delivers it inside, and Paddy's Crowley's underneath it. He's the cool baller for Castletown Bear, and he gets it out to Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh gives it to Donald Wiseman, and Wiseman solos and hops it, and he'd need to get it away and get it away quickly, and the ball goes down the far side of the field. It's between Liam O'Connell and Michael Harrington, and it would appear the ball came off Liam O'Connell's foot and will be line ball to Beara over to the far side of the field around the 45-metre line. The score says 5 points to 4. The time says 3 minutes gone in the second half, and let me tell you, there's going to be some worrying times before this one is over. The closeness of the sides is unbelievable, and I suppose there has to be a winner, but it's desperate if it has to be decided today in such conditions. But Haley wins it and delivers with the left foot. Oh yes indeed, and he gives it inside, and I think it's Spencer that's moving in, and Spencer will put this onto the left foot, and it's blocked down. He gets a second chance in it, and he drills it over the bar. Spencer does, out of the corner, despite the great attempts by Alan Crowley to block it down. It went over the bar, and 2 good points now for Beara, John.
Yes, Paddy, I'll tell you what are the most crucial differences in this game from the last day. Number one, David O'Regan has gone off injured, and I'll tell you something, don't underestimate it. They are really feeling he's lost. He's a big loss. Because conversely with that number 2, I said it before this replay, Paul Hanley would have a crucial difference to make. Since he's come midfield, he has blossomed in this game, because his run brought the overlap for Spencer, brought the eventual score, which is for the first time put them, they've now gone 2 points in front, and he's a colossus in the middle of the field, and the conditions are suiting him. And I'd say if Beara to win this game, they can look at the inclusion of Hanley. The switch to midfield today is the difference between this and the drawing game.
Yes, indeed, but from the trick kick out there, Loudhouse got up in front of Hanley, but there was a little bit of messing and the ball was thrown in, and the Castlehaven lads has it, and have it, I should say, and Colin Crowley, lovely ball up into the corner to Johnny Cleary, out in front of Paddy Byrne, turns in, and he's on his way in. Cleary, then he stops and checks the speedometer, and he gives it back outside, and Castlehaven go motoring through again. A lovely ball through. This is good play by Castlehaven, and they're working their way in, and the man was falling when he kicked it in, and they're going to be a free in. There is Alan Crowley drilled down there, and a free in right in front of the post, and this is an opportunity for Castlehaven. And good play again by Alan Crowley. He's a talented young man. The scoreboard says 6 points to 4 in favour of Beara, and Ollie Roux up there, I think, doesn't altogether agree with the decision of the referee. I think it's Ollie, but it's a free in, and that's all that matters. And John Cleary is standing over to take this one. He's already kicked 2. Can he make it 3 out of 5? And it's 6 points to 4, and John Cleary taps this one over the bar. The answer is yes, and it's now a point between the sides. And we have got 5 minutes gone, and all to play for. 3 scores coming in 5 minutes of this since the resumption. 2 of them to Beara, 1 to Castlehaven, and it's the margin is down to a single point. It's the Haven who are in the lead, or the Beara who are in the lead, and the kick out will be coming from Padraig Crowley. He's the Castlehaven Beara goalkeeper as well, and he having a big day in a couple of weeks' time against Dublin Intermediate Championship. Today they forget about that. It's divisional final day. Larry rises in front of Hanley, gets it on the air and wins it, and good play by him. Sells a little shimmy, and then the ball goes across the field, and who's going to take this one across? Crowley's moving again. This time it's Colin, and he gives it to Edmund Cleary, and Edmund Cleary from way out the field. This one is dangerous inside, the goalie's out, and he punches it, and it's good play by Padraig Crowley. That's the Castlehaven Bear man playing goal for Beara. There was 2 Castlehaven men looking him in the face. Wide of the eye, but it comes to Paddy Byrne, and Paddy Byrne drills it up the far side of the field, and it's won by Spencer. He's playing a little bit better in there. Second half, he won't thank me for saying that. He got a great point a while ago, and Spencer a lovely ball in as far as O'Regan trying to get inside Dennis Cleary. I'm watching the referee, and then the header, and then the free in. Dennis Cleary doesn't agree, and the free in there, and this is another vital one.
Absolutely, Paddy into a lovely low ball, and as you said, Spencer, he was having a very unhappy time in the first half, but I think the very physical fact that the far side of the field, their ground conditions are much better, top of the ground is better, and as I say, they have the free off the hand, and they have kicked it over the bar. Alan O'Regan was the man who picked that up, and I think he probably did get fouled. But I'll tell you, prior to that, one man who can take great pride of that score is their goalkeeper, Padraig Crowley, because viewers at home wouldn't realise this, but there were 2 Castlehaven fouls in on top of him. He was a no man's land, and he punched it out to the corner back, and from there the move came that brought that point.
Beara lead by 2. Spencer put that one over the bar. Seamus Spencer playing well in the second half. The kick out comes to Niall Callahan, who delivers the left-footed ball up into the far corner of the field, but it comes as far as John Cleary. A breaking ball to Johnny Cleary. He's already kicked 3. Can he make it 4, I wonder? Yes, he does make it 4, and a great point by John Cleary.
John Cleary, Paddy, is having a superb match today. You wouldn't believe he was the same player who was anonymous for 3/4 of the game the last day. Every ball that's coming down to him, he's making use of it, and you know, he's as effective day after day as we've seen him in his great days with Cork in the 80s. He's taking every chance that comes his way. He takes it so far. He knows his own limitations. He mightn't be as fast as he was, but that was a lovely score and very well kicked off his right foot.
Yes, and John Cleary doing great work there for spending 2 weeks in a honeymoon before you play in a county final, Mr. Warden Helge, as to what they got up on that honeymoon. But it's Beara Hole attacking once again, and Kevin Jor, or Brendan Jor, I should say, running into a bit of trouble there. It's Donald Wiseman, really, and Donald Wiseman trying to get it up. He gets it up, but Dennis Cleary comes out, and Dennis Cleary holds that one up, and good play by him, and the free out, because Dennis Cleary was held on that occasion, and the free out. The scoreboard said 7 points to Beara. Down Varacon, Castlehaven, in other words 6. A single solitary point between them. It's gone over towards Edmund Cleary's corner. And not Edmund Cleary's corner, I'll keep you posted. It comes to Liam O'Connell, and Liam O'Connell, the lines got a little bit crossed on that occasion, but Callahan comes out and takes it. Takes 2 belts and then delivers with the left foot. A good ball by Callahan inside, and the ball breaking. A good one inside here as Colin Crowley comes out, and Colin Crowley, was he fouled? I wonder. He still has it. The goalkeeper is down and injured. And the Colin Crowley down there, and that one has gone over the bar. Another good score. It was Edmund Cleary who did the business there, and Padraig Crowley, the cool baller for Castleton Beara, and Beara is down injured, and certainly he looks to be in some pain over there on the far side of the field, but the sides are level. Edmund Cleary doing the business again, John.
Lovely score from the Cleary party, and he was down in his brother John's corner, a little bit out of his own territory, but he kicked it with his left foot beautifully. I think Beara would have to say that they'll do with that score, because the goalkeeper was on the ground away from his goal, out of the corner, and there was nobody in the goal. I think, to be honest, that the Beara full back line are giving cause for concern at this stage, because the keeper has to act as a sort of a sweeper. Sean Walsh went up with that ball and put one hand to it. He'd have been better off if he left it go, because he only batted it down to the two Clearys, as a result of which Padraig Crowley had to come off his line, got injured. John Cleary won the ball, gave it to his brother Edmund, who kicked it with his left foot from an acute angle over the bar, and that's brought the team back level once again.
Well, yes indeed, and it would appear that all the physios have gone in, and there are 4 medical people with Beara, but it would appear now that Padraig Crowley will take no more part in this game, and certainly I don't know who the sub-keeper for the Beara men is, but and I see another sub coming in for Castlehaven, and Padraig Crowley's not coming off, they tell me, and it looks like that MC O'Mahony is coming into the side. It would appear that it's MC, or is it Brendan Collins that is coming in? It would appear that it's Brendan Collins. I thought it was MC. MC O'Mahony, yes, and I thought the numbers here maybe a little bit gone wrong, and MC O'Mahony's into the side. I thought it was that, and Matt O'Mahony has to make way. Liam Collins has to move out the wing forward, and Padraig Crowley, and certainly he looked all over there, because Barry Murphy, one of the selectors, went in the general direction of him, and the indication was that he has to be shipped ashore, and Padraig Crowley comes to take the 20-metre line, the 20-metre free, or the kick out from the 20-metre line. He definitely is limpy at this stage, and whether it's a wise decision or not, but it says a lot about the courage of the young man, that he wants to continue fighting for another day. The sides are tied up level, and the mighty MC is in at centre half forward. Maybe it is going to be MC's day. The kick out was poor from Padraig, and who would blame him after sustaining that injury? The sides are level. Larry has it again, and Larry coming into the game a little bit more, and ploughing through the middle there, and he's fouled there. I would think the referee says to play advantage. He gives it to Edmund Cleary. Edmund Cleary's shot is blocked down. He's already after getting one great point, and Edmund Cleary trying to work his way in, then delivers another one across the field to Dinny Callahan, I think, and what Dinny's doing up there somebody will ever know, and this is dangerous. Here it's in the back of the net, and Colin Crowley was moving in there. Colin Crowley was in, and the referee's gone back to have a chat with umpires and linesmen, but the ball came in, and Colin Crowley was in to fist it into the back of the net. The referee is having discussions with the men with the white coat. The ball ended up in the back of the net, and it would appear that it's going to be written down. I think the ref is writing it down as he's having discussions, brief and all as they may be. Somebody said the white red flag is up, the green flag is up. It's now 1-7 to 7 points. I was asking the question, what was Dinny Callahan doing up there? The answer was given on that occasion, John.
I'll be honest with you, Paddy, I was actually very surprised that the referee went in at all, and I was more surprised that the goal umpire didn't give the goal, because Colin Crowley clearly ran in and he punched it into the net, and he was not standing inside at any stage. He ran in, and I think in fairness, the goalkeeper had been injured and he wasn't able to come off his line, and I had said to you that I was worried about that goalkeeper, because he had to act as sweeper for his defenders prior to that, and he was caught not mobile, and I think as I speak he's possibly now going to be replaced by the sub-goalkeeper Tim O'Shea, because he has become immobile and you've caught no man's land. It was a very well taken goal by Colin Crowley.
Yes indeed, and the switch has now been made. Padraig Crowley is coming off the field here, and he's being consoled by John Murphy, and I think it's Barry Murphy that's out there, and certainly that's a tough one for the men from Beara to sustain. The scoreboard says 1-7 to 7 points. Castlehaven are in the lead, and Tim O'Shea from Adrigole, the first job he has to do when he came in as a goalkeeper was pick the ball out of the back of the net, and it's a big hill now, let me tell you. They were talking at half-time. Harley rises though, but doesn't get it. It's the Castlehaven men attacking again, and Frank Callahan working his way through there. Frank Callahan is adjusted to pick the ball off the ground, but they were talking at half-time that whoever got the first goal could certainly be crowned county champions later on this evening. It's won there by Hanley, and he gives it across the field, and Castlehaven or Beara come attacking. Hanley gets a return pass from Ollie, and then he drills it inside, but it's in no man's land, and Mongie will come out and collect this one and give it to Brian Collins. Brian Collins will give it possibly and probably and does to Alan Crowley. Alan Crowley to Niall Callahan, and then Callahan will hit it home up towards Cleary. The ball will hop above, and there was Pulley and the judging going on there. John Cleary was the judge to be I think this Frank Callahan was doing a little bit of pulling of the jersey there, but the referee was right up there with it. They're the free to Beara, and the scoreboard is the important one now, let me tell you. Brendan John O'Sullivan wins it, and it's going to make a superhuman effort for Beara to come back into this one. 14 minutes gone, the goal came in 13 minutes. Rory O'Dwyer gets it very close to the sideline. He drills it in towards O'Regan, and O'Regan is being pushed or pulled in the back there. He's pulling Dennis Cleary. The referee said there's a free out, and that's a good defending by Dennis Cleary there, playing quite well on Alan O'Regan. The scoreboard 10 points to 7, or if you prefer it in Roman numerals, it's 1-7 to 7 points. The kick out will be coming from Mike Maguire any moment now. Castlehaven on their way to a third final. They won it first of all in 89 when they defeated the Bears. In 94 after replay it was against Skibbereen, and in 1997 it take a replay as well, but there's a long way to go, 15 minutes to be exact, and Liam Collins has gone back there to take that one, and the attendance we're told is 12,000 and 12,010, and possibly a couple more with it, and the ball won there, and who's gone back to take it up? Good play by Beara. It's now or never for them. Noel Harrington wins it, and he gives it to Ollie O'Sullivan to Donna Wiseman, and Wiseman is grounded there, and they'll be free to him, and the referee moves it up into a little more advantageous position. And who now is going to take this one, I wonder? Certainly Beara could do with a point, and they could do with it badly. The free's on the 45-metre line. They trail by 3, and on a day when underfoot conditions are difficult to say at the very least, it's very difficult to come back from 3 points down. Colin Crowley will go down as the hero after that goal. As far as I know, it was Dinny Cahalan who sent in the pass that was finished at the back of the net. And this free, which is 44 metres out, 43.5, will get it exact. And Kieran O'Sullivan kicks it, is wholly up in the sky. It's over the centre of the bar from Kieran O'Sullivan. A great kick by him, John Finton Daly.
Good score, Paddy, and they needed it badly. And I'll tell you, I was surprised when he took the option to put it on the ground, because today it's a pure lottery, but he really got over the bar. I'll tell you, the same problem to me is apparent as was in the first half. Beara playing the ball through, and there's nobody inside. Alan O'Regan's the only one showing, and time again Beara have been caught with ball going to no man's land, and Castlehaven are picking it up, and that's a very vital part of this game, and they're going to have to keep O'Regan inside, and they're going to have to play good ball into him if they're hoping to make openings.
Yes indeed, but the kick out was won at midfield again, and Larry Tompkins was winning that one. He's growing in stature, and certainly himself and Ollie there having a little bit of a chat, and they move away from each other then, and the free will be taken by Cahalan, who will deliver it up. And Cahalan, a long one in there, but Sean Walsh comes out and wins it, and Sean Walsh solos his way out of defence. Can he find Hanley? The answer is yes, and Hanley's on his own, away back in his own half-back line, and he's been tackled behind there by Liam Collins, and Liam Collins grounds Hanley like a gentleman goes down. He'll take the free when he gets up at some stage, and certainly Beara would need to do something, and do something quickly. They trail by 2 points. 10 points to 8, or 1-7 to 8 points, and in as far as O'Regan's corner, he'd have come away out to get that one, and he drills a lovely ball across the field. This is an opportunity, and Seamus Spencer, how he didn't get up and catch that. It went straight through, and that one got off for a wide ball there, and certainly a chance gonna begin, John.
So O'Regan came out, Paddy, and again he was the one man who had the brains to know how to kick a through ball, but unfortunately Spencer was coming in. Same point I'm making again. Spencer made his raid from too deep. By the time he got in the ball, the momentum of the ball was beating him, and it got inside him and got over. He should have been close to the goal. If he had, he probably would have caught that and been a one-on-one with Michael Maguire.
Yes indeed, the kick out from Maguire comes into midfield. Who's going to catch this one? And Kieran O'Sullivan is grounded there, and Kieran O'Sullivan is grounded by Colin Crowley, and Colin Crowley's name will go into the Rator's book. And Colin Crowley way out from goal at this stage. Frank Allan in around the full forward line. They've brought Colin Crowley out, and of course Gunnar Wiseman will come out to mark him. They're the free in though, and this free is a long way out, let me tell you. 55 metres out, and Kieran O'Sullivan stands on the bridge of time. 10 points to 8. His sides are trailing, 2 points between them, and Niall Callahan is standing in front of it. Kieran O'Sullivan is coming, and he kicks this one. It's wholly up in the sky. Hanley's rising, the fist goes up, and the Castlehaven man will win it and bring it out. I think it's Donald McCarthy down there in that corner, and there was a knock on the head there of Denny Cahalan, but Castlehaven have it and they walk it out well, and Colin Crowley has it, and he gives a lovely ball running onto Donald McCarthy, and Donald McCarthy was impeded there, I would imagine, referee, and the ref says yes he was, and Donald McCarthy will get up, and they'll be free out of the Haven. The streamers come down off the covered stand on the far side of the field. We've got 12 minutes left. Beara trail by 2. The scoreboard says 1-7 to Castlehaven, 8 points to Beara, just 2 single solitary points between them. But on a day like this, it can be so difficult, and Sean Dean is warming up. The Castone Bearman, he came in the last day as well, and Beara at Castlehaven are attacking again, and it's Alan Crowley, the goalie. He'll have to be brave, and this time he's not. He's brave. I didn't say he wasn't, but that he didn't get to that ball. It's a quad mile up there, and Edmund Cleary is just to pick it up off the ground, and that was rough justice. And this ball is taken, the free's taken quickly out. It comes to Brendan Jar. And Kevin Jar was his famous father, but Brendan Jar is soling down here. Dinny Callahan is catching up, and Dinny Callahan makes a vital tackle. And O'Regan inside, and that's pushing and shoving right on. And O'Regan, the referee says this time it's going to be free, and sometimes he gives it out. Dennis Cleary and Alan O'Regan, they certainly have tested the texture of the jerseys on both occasions. And is Alan O'Regan coming off? I wonder. I doubt very much that. And it would appear that Alan O'Regan is walking over to the side of the field here. The referee's gone in, and it's Rory O'Dwyer, I think, is the man who's coming out this side here, and Sean Dean coming in. Rory O'Dwyer, and the gentleman that Rory is on his way out. He gives O'Regan the thumbs up to say, keep it going, kid. And Kieran is standing on the bridge, and the bridge puts it over the bar. A great point by him. There's only one between them now. And Rory's come in and will take his place in the dugout. He contributed to Beara football down through the years, and he, more than anyone else, will be happier because he is the elder statesman of the side. His father, Robert, of course, chairman of the Beara board. John Murphy very much involved as well. And but the time says 20 minutes gone in it, and there's nobody leaving at all, and won't, I would imagine. The scoreboard says 1-7-9. A Colleen between them, Castlehaven in the lead, and the ball is won by Donagh Wiseman. Donagh Wiseman right up in their corner, and Brendan Judd is running onto it. He gets past and he wins it. Fabulous play by him, and then he gives a suicide pass out, and the ball is collected by the Samaritan himself, Alan O'Regan, and Alan O'Regan gives it back to Brendan Judd, and Brendan Judd gives it to Mickey Harrington, and Mickey Harrington from I don't know where, and it's still held up in the sky here. Spencer is underneath it, and Spencer shoots, and the back of the net rattles. The back of the net rattles, and Spencer hits the back of the net. The mighty Spencer did it. For once he got a great goal. Seamus Spencer is the hero of the hour. But credit the Samaritan King himself, Alan O'Regan, John Finton Daly. What a goal.
Once again, Paddy, Alan O'Regan was involved, and Brendan Jar O'Sullivan is having an absolutely superb game in the last quarter. But for once in his life, Spencer went far enough in, the ball came in high, he caught it and he turned in his Cleary, and Michael Maguire, fair play to him now, he did the best he could, no blame to him, it was point blank. But that's what Beara have been missing all this game. No man's taken inside to take the long ball, the final pass. They've done that, and as I speak, Brendan Jar goes for another ball, but the Haven are not finished, Paddy. We've seen them too often come back from the jaws of defeat, and I think they'll come back. I was wrong at half time. I said whoever gets the first goal will win this game. I couldn't really see more than one goal coming in this game, but in fact we've got 2 goals in 10 minutes. It's even up the score, and as I speak, I think the great Paul Hanley may be on the ground in the middle of the field, and there's a number of people in around the pitch, and the players are earning, I think, a much breather. I think this game could be one, definitely an example for having times out in Gaelic football, because I say the players must be out on their feet at this stage.
Yes, indeed, and I think it's Paul Hanley. I don't see him around the place, and he's been attended to over there by Noel O'Connor, Dr. Dennis Cotter, Frank Lyons, and Joanne Murphy is out there as well. And let me tell you, he's still down injured. The scoreboard says 12 points to 10. If you wanted in goal and points, it's 1-10. It's 1-9 to 1-7. Niall Barrett has plenary discussions with the 2 umpires. But let me tell you, they're on Moggy's goal. They saw nothing. And Paul Hanley, is it Paul Hanley? It was not. Alan O'Regan is the man that's down. And what happened to O'Regan on that great day, I wonder? Certainly, and the team coach is in there, Donald O'Sullivan, and he's telling O'Regan, keep it going, kid. There are 7 minutes left in it. It's now or never for the Haven, and now or never for Beara. Let me tell you, we've had great county finals, but Johnny want to get in there.
Paddy, there's a vital tactical switch just after being made now. Final throw of the dice. Larry Thompson's gone centre forward, and if he has, Paul Hanley's gone back with him. That's why we didn't see Hanley. He'd actually gone away back with Larry. Colin Crowley's playing in the middle of the field. Larry's gone centre forward, and Paul Hanley has dropped back. Time will tell whether that is the final move that could decide this county final.
Yes, indeed, but the ball is won by Dinny Callahan. Dinny Callahan to Alan Crowley. Alan Crowley to Niall Callahan. These are all Castlehaven men. Callahan is fouled by Sean Dean, I would think, and they'll be free from where the ball lands. The answer is yes. Larry is standing over it. It's 46 metres out. By the time Larry will put it down, it will be 45. And Larry Tompkins, and he comes and he makes a run. He kicks it from 43, and does he kick it over the bar? The answer is no. It goes off for a wide ball, and that's half break for the Haven. The scoreboard says 6 minutes left, 24 gone. There are 2 points between the sides. It's 1-9 to 1-7, and certainly this is a big day for both sides. And whether the Haven can come back from this one, or can Beara hold out to what would be a splendid victory for them. There are 6 minutes left in it before the kick out is coming, and the goalkeeper up there, Tim O'Shea, he's taking his ease about it, and he would need to get it out because the referee is going to throw it in if he doesn't get it out quickly. And Tim O'Shea has gone back, he's gone around the corner, and he's kicking this one with his left foot. He drives it mad into midfield, and Hanley doesn't get it, but the man that does is Larry Tompkins, and Larry Tompkins gives it in, and not give it in, but give it to John Cleary. John Cleary has already scored 3 or 4 points, and the referee said that he overcarried it, and the free to Beara. And now this kick out will be taken to the side of the field. Can Kieran O'Sullivan get onto the end of it? And Kieran O'Sullivan does, and Kieran O'Sullivan giving it out the side of the field, and Seamus Harrington has it, and Ollie and Cahalan have exchanged a few belts, but it's nothing like Vander Holyfield and Michael Moorer. None of them would survive here, let me tell you. And that ball running into touch there, or running into trouble. It's a free out to Castlehaven. 5 minutes in it. And we've been joined here by Terry O'Shea, and we'll talk a little bit to Terry a little bit later on. And the kick out one there, and that's the free one, and it comes as far as Ollie O'Sullivan, the team captain. And there's only 2 men that have ever captained Beara in the past. Donald O'Sullivan did it in 1932, 33 and 34, and Sean Power. And Donald O'Sullivan did it in 40 as well. Sean Power did it, and this one has gone inside and got off for a wide ball. Sean Power did it in 67. Can it be Ollie O'Sullivan, or will it be Niall Callahan? There are 2 points into the Furna, 5 minutes left in it, and what a pulsating finish we should have. And Terry O'Shea, certainly the people that paid in here are getting more than their fair share of value.
They're certainly getting good value, Paddy. They got 2 good goals. I know the Beara goalkeeper was struggling with an injury at the time the Castlehaven goal went in, but Seamus Spencer had 1 or 2 efforts all day that went a little bit wide, but his goal was absolutely superb. It put Beara ahead. Beara are ahead. All they have to do for the next 6 minutes is stay ahead, and the cup is going west to its rightful home in Beara.
This is impartial commentary, and John Dennis Cleary wins it there, and Dennis Cleary, the corner back, coming right out with it, and that one going up into the corner, and coming out there to take it is Sean Walsh, and Sean Walsh wins it. Sean Walsh gets it inside, and he gives it as far as Donald Wiseman, I think it is, and Sean Walsh, Niall Murphy is helping out as well, when of course he's the centre half back, and an inspired centre back he is too. It's with Kieran O'Sullivan, the mighty Beara man, soaring into midfield, trying to get past Cahalan. They in no way past him today, kiddo, and the free to Kieran O'Sullivan. This is pulsating. 2 minutes between them, and the ball is with Spencer again. Can he get it through as he bury his way? So he's fouled under the free in, and a free in, and a free in to Beara. A free in, 12 points to 10, Beara lead, and this commentary box is certainly not a safe place. The 25-stone man up here hopping around the place, and I see any respect for the Health and Safety Act, which was passed back in 1988. But the scoreboard says 1-9 to 1-7. There's 2 points between the sides. Donald O'Sullivan is in. Who's going to take this one? None other than Kieran O'Sullivan. Beara 12 points to 10, 1-9 to 1-7. Niall Cahalan is calling for the time. There's 27 minutes in it, or 27 minutes gone, 3 left. Niall, still plenty time as Kieran O'Sullivan puts a goal between the sides. The umpire answers Moggy's call and delivers the number 5 football quicker than you'd ever imagine. The kick out will be coming, and certainly this thing is going to go down, I would imagine, to the very end. There's nobody leaving at all, nobody, and the kick out coming. Mike Maguire kicks it out, and Larry's out, and Cahalan gets it. Great play from Cahalan. He gives it inside, a little bit of push in the back, but Sean Walsh, the carpenter, supreme, comes out, and he gives it away, and there's a foul there, and Sean Walsh, and the free will be coming out. But the little blondy-haired man over in the corner there, he's not little or anything like that. He's got a great hat and a great future. And the referee is moving the ball, or is he going to move it up into a more advantageous position? And Neil Murphy will take it now. Neil Murphy plays for Castletown Bear, and Larry's name is going to the Rators book, and a little bit of Probably complimenting the ref on some decision he made here or there or otherwise, but it's 110 to 1-7. Christie is coming into the side, having a word with one of the Castlehaven men. He's not coming in to tug off. They tell me he still could if he wanted to. And they're the free out in the middle of the field, and Brendan Jarl is down, but he picks himself up off the ground, and Neil Murphy takes this one, and Spencer is improving as the day goes on. Spencer coming this side of the field and trying to get inside, and is Cleary, and then he delivers a one. This will take a fist, and oh, he misses it. Alan O'Regan was diving in. The ball will come out fast from Mongy. The scoreboard is 13 points to 10, 110 to 1-7. The watch says 29 minutes and 22 seconds gone. There will be a minute and a half at least for injury time. Padraig Crowley was down. O'Regan jumps, but O'Regan doesn't get the man that does is Donald McCarthy. He's working his way out. There's a goal between them. Is there a goal in Castlehaven, I wonder? It's up as far as Ed Cleary, or I should say, I'm getting confused at this stage, and certainly there's a free in as Edmund Cleary was fouled there by Sean Walsh, and Callahan will take this one, or is it MC himself? And Edmund Cleary will take this, and the referee says to move it back to the place where he should take it. The watch says 29 minutes and 58-59. Tis 30 minutes gone, Acora. There's a clear goal between the sides. It's drilled inside. Is there a goal in Castlehaven yet? And Alan Crowley, I think, that has it. Oh, Larry Tompkins is moving through. Larry Tompkins working his way in, and he's fouled there, and the referee says that was for over-carrying, and there'll be a free out. And certainly Castlehaven are none too pleased about that. Larry Tompkins cannot believe that he was adjudged to be over-carrying on that occasion. And I can see in there that the team coach, the great Donald O'Sullivan, and certainly he has done his fair share for Beara football. A Beara player down injured, I think it's Donagh Wiseman, but they held it out on that occasion. It's still 110 to 1-7. The clock says 30 minutes and 43 seconds left. Is it going back to Beara for the first time since 1967? In 32 they defeated Clon 2-2 to a point. 33 they did likewise 2-5 to 4 points. In 34 it was 2-6 to 3. In 1940 they defeated Mill Street, but Beara, Castlehaven are attacking. It ain't over yet, and the fat lady has yet to make her appearance. They're the free into Castlehaven. What are they going to do? 40 metres out, and there's no goal being lined by the Beara men. Certainly this one is dropping inside, and there's a fist in it, but it goes off for a wide ball, and Beara go to survive. In 1940 they defeated Mill Street 2-8 to 1-7. In 67 after a replay 2-5 to 7 points, and then in 1988 they won the minor for the first time, and we can see down there that the supporters are getting ready to come in. Scoreboard says Beara 110, Castlehaven 1-7. Is it all over, I wonder? It would appear that it is, or it isn't. It isn't yet, and the guards are down getting a Beara admitted off the field, and the Castlehaven men, and they're walking his way in. It's in around the goal. This is heartbreaking stuff, and certainly the Beara men would need to get it out, and they get it out, and it's with Mickey Harrington, and Mickey Harrington gives it to Alan O'Regan, but it goes out over the line. There is still time in it, because the watch says 2 minutes of injury time. Not everybody agrees, of course they should be, but the goalkeeper was down. And over on the far side of the field there's a little bit of Rishamos left to break out, but we tell you about that. The ball is dropping into the square, and it's still held up there, and it's held in play. The other man here after getting a heart attack, but he will recover. And Brendan Joel has it, and he gives it out, and Beara are moving this side of the field. There's a massive scrap going on down here. They're only exchanging jerseys. It's all over. It's all over. And Beara have been crowned 1997.
my notes there already. Fuck's sake. I mean, go along for the last time. Ali! 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 Wait. That's our player. Sit all away. Lads. That's a second. Lads. Alas, our player. Cahill, Cork, Cumde, Corky, Aristide, a dose of them of Wakers of Guilish and Iron, of Sutton Clare, Oakta Pick, a hugger are doing in you, August Gamor Vor, Corgar, the Gusler, Ryan Beara, of Sut on Vor, Oakta Kavia Cup, the Visha Tilta Gama. This is a wonderful occasion for football in Cork and a most wonderful occasion altogether for football in Beara. It is 30 years since the trophy went to the Beara Peninsula, and it's congratulations to the team on an outstanding performance. I had the honour last year of presenting the first under-21 title to Beara, and I knew it wouldn't be long before the senior title would be following suit. The conditions out there today were very trying indeed, and there's great credit to both teams for the way in which they overcame them. Certainly, at 10 o'clock last night, I thought there would be no match here at all today. And I would like to congratulate our groundsman Tommy Lynch on the wonderful work he did to get the pitch in some kind of condition for today. As I said, it was an outstanding game of football under trying conditions, and it takes two teams to make such a game. And I would like to congratulate Castlehaven on the fantastic effort that they made. And I would like to wish them the very best of luck in the Munster Club Championship and the games that are ahead of them. I would like to thank the referee, Niall Barrett, for his handling of the game and his team of officials. And finally, I want to sincerely thank the TSB Bank for the wonderful sponsors they have been for our championships over the last number of years. And now, without any further ado, it gives me great pleasure indeed to ask the treasurer of our board, Pierce Murphy, and the general manager of the TSB Bank, Dermot O'Brien, to jointly present the trophy to Collie O'Sullivan here today.
Congratulations. Thanks very much. Congratulations. Well done, lads. Well done.
Níl rud níos fearr. Tá osam an Cornshaw Glacha ar son fin Beara. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring the Andy Scanlon home after 30 years. They can say what they like, but the West awake tonight. I'd like to pay tribute to a few people when I have the opportunity. First of all, I'd like to pay a special word for a group of lads who've trained in the muck, gutter, dirt. They've gone to hell and back to bring this trophy home. I'd like to pay a special word of thanks to our selectors, Barry Murphy, Johnny Houlihan, and our manager, Donald Butcher O'Sullivan. When I have the opportunity, I'd like for you to pause for a moment and think of the great men that wore this jersey over the last 30 years. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Johnny Valley's Restaurant and Bar, Glengallop, to add to that, I'd like to thank anyone who sponsored us in the past few months and helped us along this tough journey. I'd like to say a word for Brendan Murphy, President of the Beara Board. He's been coming to all our matches down through the years. And I suppose it wouldn't go right if I didn't say something for the best supporters in Cork. Nearly every man, woman and child from Beara is here today. But I'd like to mention, for those at home who couldn't make it, I know there's a few special friends of mine, and I'd like to let you know we're thinking of you now too. To finish, I'd like to pay a little bit of respect to one of the finest GA clubs in Cork County. They're an example for up-and-coming clubs. And I'd like to take my hat off, if I had one, to Castlehaven, a fine sporting bunch of lads. I won't keep you too long more. I'll just give 3 cheers for Castlehaven, and I'll tell you, there'll be one hell of a party for the next week. For Castlehaven, hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Sean, how are you? From everyone in Beara, I'd like to wish Castlehaven the very best of luck in the Munster and All-Ireland Club Championship.
Just go into the middle.
Give it a big old company, she is.
That's going to get out there.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Ollie.
Brian, tell him Wayne by a sharp sword.
Hold on to it, boy, hold on to it. Hold on to it. Hold on, Spencer.
No, Spencer. Chaos, I can leave now.
Hold on to it, mate.
Smother respect. Jim Nolan and Kissy Collins are both here. Let's give them an opportunity.
As you might see, it's been a long haul, lads, but I'll tell you, we're very disappointed we're down the dressing room. Today was your day. You're waiting 30 years, lads. I'd say for the last 4 or 5 years, even longer, since DJ started there about 5 or 6 years ago. I know he's building towards this. It isn't any help to us that he made us today. But I know that everywhere we've gone, when we won the county in '94, that the first people we met were into a pub or anywhere after the way home were Beara. They always followed us everywhere. So, you know, if anyone was to win, it was the year, I suppose, against us, you know. But we're down, we're not out, we're going to be back. That's a year week, it's a year I suppose. The best luck to you from Castlehaven, okay, lads? All the best.
Up to this game and to the last 2 games was fantastic, lads. There was no bad feeling or no banter or anything like that, and it was good. And we'll accept our defeat and we'll accept it gracefully. And I wish you the best of luck, lads. And you mightn't believe it, but going back 30 years, my father and maybe 6 or 7 of us inside the mini car saw every one of the Beara matches down in Dunmanway and Skibbereen, and we learned a lot from Beara in those days. And I wish you the best of luck, lads. Thanks very much.
We lead him in.
His side, my side. Step behind.
And after a great day, we've made our way to Julie's Hotel. It's the headquarters of Beara team, managers, supporters, and what have you. And the first person I'm going to talk to is probably, without doubt, the best dressed football manager in this country, but to Donald O'Sullivan. First of all, Donald, congratulations on the realisation of a great dream.
Thank you, Paddy. Fantastic day for the Beara division. Unbelievable support. Thought the lads, you know, the team, the panel, the whole lot, they're just proud. Tested character today, and they came out flying colours.
Obviously, today was the result of what can only be described as a hard year's work. You might just tell us a few things that went on during the year in terms of preparation or what have you.
Well, I think it's a combination of a lot of factors, really. Like, it started like at the Board and Oak, right through like to the minors, won in '88, I think, and the under-21s last year, and the seniors. Like, and we always believed we the footballers, it was just to get the coordination and the cooperation. This year the response was fantastic. They travelled down from Cork 2 nights a week to train. Players from Limerick, from Waterford, from Dublin, they made themselves available. And I thought that their response was absolutely tremendous. They left no stone unturned. And during the year, I said to them, like, if they believed in themselves, they were as good a team as what was around in the county.
Thanks, Donald. Johnny Houlihan. Johnny, coming out of Páirc Uí Chaoimh the last day after the drawing game, a lot of commentators and experts were making the point that maybe Beara's day was gone.
Yeah, that's right, Paddy. A lot of fellas wrote us off, really, and even as late down as yesterday, I was told by somebody that I don't think you'll do if you're starting the same 15. Yet we put faith on the same 15, and they were the team that won the game for us.
Speaking of that same 15, they were the same 15 that went out, but there was massive changes made in terms of personnel before the game.
Well, I suppose, yeah, we changed the whole side around, all right, like, but like, I suppose we had to put Paul in the middle of the field. We needed a strong man, and David Regan, like, David is a strong player, and we had to put strength on strength, like, and Paul was really the man for him.
And we go to Barry Murphy, who would consider himself the best looking of the three selectors. Barry, first of all, I remember during the Duhallow game that you were making the point that this was a Beara team, it was a Beara team rather than a group of individuals. You were saying, look, clubs don't matter, this is Beara.
Well, I was saying that, Paddy, in the sense that I think this club thing, it brings a lot of pressure on divisional sides, and I think we were united, and we've been united since the start of last year, and I think that we wanted the whole team to be united, not to mention the clubs. I said the clubs can do their own thing in their own time. This is a Beara team, a very united team, and I think things are well for us the whole year, like, in fairness.
I remember Barry meeting you after the Castlehaven victory over Skibbereen. I don't know whether you remember it now or not or anything like that, but it was one of the nights that we were celebrating down in Skibbereen. Did you think then that there was ever a possibility that Beara could bridge the gap of 30 years?
Well, I didn't really think so at that stage, Paddy, because I wasn't really involved as a selector as such. You know, I was involved with the players as such, but I think having got involved last year with Donald and Johnny, and we've built this team from last year, and it's been coming for a while, and I think this team has character, and they proved their character today.
I suppose a lot of people make the point that, or some people would make the point that, you know, with a divisional side, that it's so much easier, you know, when you have such a pick, but that can have its downside as well, in that you have to look after the interests of the clubs and keep everybody happy.
Of course, and you've seen that over the last couple of weeks. Like since the drawn game, we've hardly been together because Castlehaven Beara have been involved. Under 21s, Glengarriff, Garnish, you take them all out of that. Like, and having said that, like collective training is very hard, has been very hard for us. But at the same time, the guys are all fit and they all respect each other. And today, I think, when the chips were down, 3 points down, goalie gone, we proved our character and we showed what we were worth today.
To Barry Murphy, to Donald O'Sullivan, and to Johnny Houlihan, we say thanks. I'm joined now by one of the history-making men today, Seamus Harrington, lined out in midfield the first day, back at wing-back today. First of all, you might explain to me why you were promoted to wing-back.
Well, I think the selectors in hindsight, I think they saw better that I go back to the wing-back and maybe in a better position and leave Paul Hanley go to the middle of the field, and I think it worked a lot better for us today with Paul Hanley turning in a marvellous display at midfield.
But it was a plucky decision, because I must tell you now that a number of people that I met before the game were making the point that I can tell you this now, that moving Seamus Harrington back to the half-back line was maybe going to weaken the half-back line, but that turned out to be a very different situation.
Well, I suppose, yeah, it was, you know, they laid it on the line to me. I was very lucky to get my place there after the performance of the first day, but I mean, I played a few challenge games and practice games at half-back, not too many, no, indeed, but I was glad things went all right for me today.
Seamus, the last day you got a fabulous point. Don't know whether you went to get it or not, but today you made a couple softies up the field. Did it cross your mind at any stage that you might get another one?
Oh, sure. I was crossing my mind to take a chance at it, but I had one shot at it and I said I put that wide, so I said I won't try any more. No, I said I'll leave that up to the forwards to do it after that. But fair play to them today. They really turned it on in the second half, and credit to Seamus Spencer. He was under a lot of pressure like myself, and he dug it out as well. Like, he got a great goal, and then he really turned on the style in the second half.
I get the impression that these selectors don't, if they want to make a point, they make it fairly forcibly to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I suppose it's the best way really. There's no point beating around the bush. If you're told straight out like that, things are on the line, and I mean, they're under pressure themselves. And I mean, expectations are high now, and well, our panel is so strong, like that. There's good lads that can come in our place. So I mean, it keeps us all on our toes, and well, fair play to them. They gave us the opportunity to stick with it. But thank God on the day it worked out for us.
To Seamus Harrington, we say thanks. And what was a great performance by you. At this stage, I've been joined by what some people would say as the two greatest chancers that God put on this planet. But two great gentlemen. Father Sean O'Shea, who is sometimes being described as the spiritual director of the Beara people, and Brendan Murphy, the famous president of the Beara board. First of all, to Father Sean, this certainly must be one very happy day.
It is a marvellous day. All I can remember is that the last time I won it 30 years ago, I was in Germany with another great Beara man. Not that I'm saying I'm a great Beara man myself, but there was a great Beara man called Dr. Aidan McCarthy. And he died since he had an awful time as a prisoner of war with the Japanese. But anyway, I remember I had no box, radio. I barely got the result, and I phoned him down. I said, we won. Come down, he said, well, there wasn't quantity there, but there was quality there. And by God, we fairly finished a tough night from after Beara winning. So it was well going anyway.
And I presume there's another tough night ahead.
Well, with the help of God, there is, and there'll be tough heads tomorrow morning, I'm sure too. But never mind, we'll do our best anyway to get the flag flying, you know.
Tell me, did you have any, did you say any few prayers for these fellas, or did you bless them or anoint them or anything like that?
There was no need to anoint any of those fellas. They didn't need any 3-in-1 oil either. No, they didn't need any oil. But no, we had a lovely mass this morning, same as last year, the last time, and we had the theme of the mass, as I said to them, was bind us together, Lord. And He certainly bound us together.
He certainly did. Brendan Murphy, I heard Ali mentioning you in his speech. Certainly the younger people will have a certain appreciation of it, but for a man like yourself, this must be such a very, very happy day.
I would say, Paddy, really and truly, before Ali ever mentioned my name, it was most emotional. It was the proudest day of my life when Ali said what he said to me. And I was so proud of Beara up to that, because I came up a long time ago, way back in the 30s, 32, 33, 34, then again in 40, and even the last 30 years ago. All of those lads I actually played in Beara teams with, and I never won one myself, but I make no apologies to anyone for the greatness of those people that we grew up with. They gave us a spirit and pride in a red jersey in Beara, and a national spirit as well, that today I could think of so many people, happy people. But I must say this much of the team today who won this county. To me, I said it earlier in the year, that if they played as well as they did against the Pearshing, they would win a county, and I reckon that they're one of the finest teams of footballers, pure footballers, that have left Beara.
Brendan, when the ball went into the back of the net for the Haven goal, surely your fate was the beginning to desert you at that stage.
I'd say that it wasn't beginning at all. It had gone. Because everybody, including myself, has said whoever gets the goal here today will win this game. And the Muller, as we call him, when he was being interviewed the other night with Gerald McCarthy, he said the first goal will win it. You know, so that was the truth. That summed up Beara today, that they were able to come back after that goal and improve football style under the conditions that were there. They played it, they played the ball, and they took the man if it was necessary. They were physically sound, but the goal itself was as fine a goal as I've seen. Maybe I'm a bit overmoved, that I haven't never seen a better one anywhere. But they came back beautifully towards the end, and conditions were bad in the field, but it didn't affect the game all that much, I thought anyway myself. And there were two teams who gave and took, and they didn't niggle or naggle, which that's what makes it like.
And like the blessed Padre here alongside me, I presume that you have arrangements made to celebrate for many hours before getting to bed.
Well, I leave you in a little secret before I said that about the little Father Sean. I can't call him Padre or Father Sean he is. I tell you what, a lot of people think these fellas are tough men, you know. And a man announced, I said, where's the bottle? He said, oh, I forgot it, he said. Well, I said, I'll tell you what, we can be thinking what the bottle is, nobody tell you afterwards. Is that right to tell him, Mr. Farson? There was a quart bottle at the last game, at the dawn game. And if something man was handing it around, take a swig of it. And I'm a kind of a pioneer, like, you know, I used to drink one part-time. But anyway, it was Lourdes water. And this morning come down to Raleigh Road, I said, Ollie, where's the bottle? Forgot it. So I said to Father Sean, Lourdes water, we'll have to get it up Lourdes water for him. So he said, I haven't any Lourdes thing, but I have knock. So I said straight away, I didn't say that won't do, no, I didn't, sure I didn't. But he said he'd get holy water. I said get Lourdes water. Anyway, he produced a quart bottle of it, and I played with a lot of hardy fellas now in my time. And they drink Castlehaven, like, you know. But I thought one of the greatest sights of all to see those young fellas inside there drinking Lourdes water. And that is true, out the bottom. And Ollie Rowe was the instigator of it.
Well,
it's true. Ask Padre.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, I'll tell you now, and talk about prayer and all the rest of it, but today on my way back from Páirc Uí Chaoimh, I went round by Douglas to call to see a certain widow, Small Donald's wife, Brendan's predecessor as Uachtaráin of Beara for donkey's years. And I called in to see Rose, and Rose was very, very overcome with the whole thing. But she went down to the grave today, to Donald's grave in Douglas, and she said, no, she said, what are you going to do about this today? She put the gun to his head, and
he did the business.
He did the business, and we prayed for all the past Beara men at Mass this morning that had played for Beara, and I'm sure they were praying for us too, because I was prayer.
Well, I have to say that in all my times going to matches, I have rarely met two greater characters. To Father Sean and to Brendan, I say thanks to you both.
I would say to you, honestly, no, from an old fella that's pushed me on a bit, and I've seen nearly all the games, but today I cried with emotion, and I am so proud of that red Beara of jersey tonight and what they have done for football in Cork at the moment. We're in 4 county finals, remember, 3 more to come yet, but we're back to the olden days. And it's all due to a bunch of young fellas that started underage, and they had nobody to look back at, and walked and carried it on. We owe them an awful lot. Thanks, Paddy.
Thank you very much, Paddy. Thanks a lot.
Next up on cue, Roberto Dwyer and John Murphy. And Roberto, you've been part and parcel of many things in Beara, but certainly to win a county final like the lads did today must have been proud for all of you Beara people, but you in particular.
Well, it was one of the happiest days of my life, Paddy. Like I said before, I can die happy now. Being on the 1967 team as a player and being chairman of the Beara board this time, it was a great old link up. But that team today showed mighty character. That Beara team, they're a great crowd of lads, and the mentors, the whole lot, and even our mighty supporters, because mighty they are, they lifted the team. And especially down Castlehaven went up the goal at the time. Lots of teams would have dropped their heads, but by God, the Beara lads didn't drop their heads.
So you reckon after today that you're ready for the scrap at skin?
I don't mind now. I'm quite happy. And I must, like all the old fellas out of grass, yeah, I must say a special thanks to Father Sean today. He said Mass was this morning, and the theme at the end of it was bind us together, Lord, and we're bound together and fair just. It's a mighty day, Paddy, a mighty day. Are you happy?
John Murphy, John, you've been around with Beara teams for a while, and you've handed in a lot of slips, and I suppose you've been there and tasted the cup of defeat on many occasions, but just worth it all, I presume, in the end.
Absolutely. You'll have good days and you'll have bad days, and when you have days like today, they'll certainly make up for a lot of the bad times. And I remember coming home from the under-21 final last year after winning it, and Dennis Heflin was in the car, and we were coming back, and we had a fairly turbulent year inside the Beara board. By God, he said, you can put up with a lot of shit, he said, after this.
I can vouch for that, but coming away from Páirc Uí Chaoimh the last day, and you heard them as well as I did, that the whispering campaign was that you had left it there.
Yes, Paddy Palmer had said that, all right, yeah, but we hadn't, there was very little between both sides. We knew that was going to be the case, and we knew we came back here today, we knew that the team we learned most in the last day was actually going to be one that's going to benefit. We learned more from the last day, we're the one that benefits. We're the ones going home tonight with the cup.
John, what did I tell you going through Bandon today? The last day we were going through, the light was against us. When I saw the green light coming through the bridge in Bandon today, I said, John, we're going to win it. We have to go ahead today.
To Roberto Dwyer and to John Murphy, a sincere thank you to you both.
Thanks, Paddy.
Cheers for Beara for over 15. Once you went down the middle on the race.
Next up with me is he's a man who's famous for a lot of things, but he's not going to get the Duhallow Person of the Year award. Gerbat, delegate to the county board. Well, first of all, I must go back to that to that famous match with Duhallow that was fixed for a Sunday night. There was absolutely no reason in the world why it could be played on a Sunday night. And then all of a sudden, inside of the county board, all the delegates decided that the game should be played, that the game should be brought forward to the Sunday night. We've never got a full explanation of that. You might offer our viewers. Tell me about that.
Oh, well, at the time, Beara were fixed to play on Saturday night, and we had a few injuries. And as I recall it, it was a bad evening, and we have supporters coming from Bear Island, from Garnish, which is 60 miles away. And we asked for a Sunday evening, which suits Beara supporters much better on a Sunday evening. and I proposed to the board, which I was entitled to do, that we had the game on Sunday evening and we won it by overwhelming majority at the board.
And the injuries cleared up in 24 hours, is it?
Certainly they cleared up all right, you know, but there was a few injuries on the night. But however, I'm sure Duhallow won't begrudge us this title. I mean, I have great respect for Duhallow down through the years. Great footballers came from there, I know a lot of them. But tonight is our night, Paddy. We won't go back to bygone days at all.
But seriously though, Ger, today was a great day for Beara football, and a lot of people are commenting now on the style of football that was played, and in actual fact the amount of great football that was played in Páirc Uí Chaoimh today.
Well, I think it was a great game for the conditions. I've been talking to people here in the Jury's Hotel, former Cork players and former Kerry players that thought for the conditions it was a magnificent game, which I thought myself. But I'd like to see it in video again, but for the conditions it was a great game of football. Beara played direct football. We don't play the Castlehaven style, but as I always said, the long ball, the direct ball, intelligent ball is as good as anything.
Jerry, there have been a lot of great work done at underage. Can this be the start of maybe more county championships going to the Beara division?
I've no doubt, and you saw in the paper during the week where it was started by Johnny O'Sullivan there 15 or 18 years ago, and Michael Harrington, Cooper and a few more people who dedicated themselves to Beara football. But those players today that were playing, they know how to play the game. They don't want to tell me how to play the game. They know it. And I saw Garnishman there today, Sean Welch for example, a great cornerback for the future, Donald Wiseman and Paul Hanley. I mean, he gave a magnificent display. And it's pretty 10 years ago, Paul wasn't playing with Cork, but he was magnificent today.
To Ger O'Sullivan, Ger Bat O'Sullivan, to give his proper title, we say a very sincere thanks to him. And Beara is no different, as in all sporting occasions, and Beara is no different. They were out in their force today, young and old, and I'm lucky enough to come across 3 young people, and they've promised me they're going to sing me a song about a famous Beara player.
Beara superstars, what a mega team you are. Uncle Padraig is the star, he's the best of all my far. Beara superstars, what a mega team you are. Uncle Padraig is the best, he pulls the jerseys off the rest. Beara superstars, what a mega team you are.
Well done. Who this famous uncle is?
Paddy Byrne.
There he is. But a great day for Beara and for all those players. And I suppose when we talk about victories, it's these young people and people like them that will benefit greatly from them and maybe carry on the tradition that is very much part of their lives.
Absolutely. And after the match we were chatting, and I was just saying that people who are not involved in team games are missing so much. It isn't just today, but sure, the days we've been out. We're trapped. This is the 11th month of the year and we're out since January. And it's the first day we're coming home with anything. So, I mean, the buzz. I mean, when the ball went in the net for Beara in the second half today, the release on the stand, it was as if we had held our breath since the drawn game. We're holding our breath in Beara for 4 weeks, building bigger bonfires because we knew the day was coming. And when the goal went in today, it was just mega, as the kids said, mega.
Thanks very much. I'm joined by, I suppose, in modern day football, I'm now joined by Kieran O'Sullivan, often described as probably one of the greatest modern day footballers in Beara. But today, Kieran, a great day to be a Beara player for a start.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, I must say one of the best days of my life. I mean, we work so hard, you know, week after week, night after night.
in the muck and the dirt. I mean, it was up to our knees, and we fought so hard, and I mean, it's worth everything at the end of the day.
Kieran, one thing that was noticeable about this team, even though that it was a divisional side, the sense of unity that existed between the players from the different clubs.
Yeah, without a doubt. I suppose like where we were lucky is that we played together, obviously from minor up and I suppose on the 12 up when you think of it, and we worked so hard, like, you know what I mean. And we're all, fine, we're all different, you know, different clubs, but when it comes down to playing with Beara, the passion and the pride is something fantastic at the end of the day.
I've got to refer to your own personal contribution. I think it was kicking something like 5 points on what can only be described as a very difficult surface.
Yeah, I mean, the conditions were very bad. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, we could see that. The sod, I mean, everyone was, every time you turned them into, you were cutting up, I mean, a half inch of muck. But I mean, at the end of the day, everyone fought hard. Fine, I got 4 or 5 points. I got them from frees. But at the end of the day, people made the frees. People worked hard, they were fouled. And then, I mean, I was looking out to come up and put them over the bar.
Kieran, at half-time and before the game, taking the conditions into account as well, you know, people were making the point that whoever would get the first goal would win the Shears County final.
Yeah, and I suppose, like I said, Castlehaven got the goal. I suppose it was totally against their own play, but I mean, I at the same time, I still knew that we were in there with a good chance because we're a fighting side. I mean, we waited 30 years to win this, and I mean, everyone gave everything they had. And I mean, that's what it counts at the end of the day. If everyone gives everything, and I said it during the week, that if we gave everything we had, we would come out on top.
And then Spencer came out after half-time.
That's right. I mean, yeah, I reckon they should have brought him on a lot sooner. And all fairness, like, well, I mean, Spencer, I mean, took his man on, struck it to the back of the net, and I mean, that certainly was a turning point of the game. And I mean, from then on, I felt we were on top.
Kieran, obviously, you know, the work you did this year was very important, but as you say earlier on, this work was started by many people many moons ago.
Without a doubt. I mean, I must say, you know, we're all delighted. I don't think it hasn't sunk into me at all, first of all, but I don't think it has sunk into anyone that we're actually county champions, the best team in the county. But I mean, I'm delighted for the people that have followed us for the last 30 years, and unfortunately that haven't won anything. And I'm delighted for them today, and for our supporters that have followed us for the last 30 years.
Kieran, thank you very much indeed. Neil Murphy picked at corner forward the first day, lined out at centre forward, and then the greatest storm of all time, they played your centre back today, and I must say you were the blinder. But a good move, I would think.
I'd agree. I mean, I'm used to playing in the backs all the time, Paddy, like, you know, I mean, trying to convert me to a centre forward worked for one game, as you know.
Man of the match he got in that one day.
And I think that cut everybody off the hop, like, you know, and even me, like, you know, but I'm a back normally, not Paddy, like, and I was delighted to be back there. And first half was tough, like, you know, we felt under a lot of pressure in the first half, but the second half, after they got the goal, we settled down and we didn't panic. We just took our scores, took a few points, and then we got the opportunity to score that we wanted, and that's where it turned around. And we played the ball out the backs without panicking, and we passed it out, and we got the goal, and here we are celebrating.
Neil, you probably and obviously grew up with listening to the stories of Beara teams, and particularly the Beara team of '67. Obviously, it is great to be part of a bunch of players that have created new history, if you like.
Oh, without a doubt. My uncle Connie Murphy was actually centre back in the game in the '67, and I met him after the game, and I says, "I'm just continuing on from you," like, you know, and it was great. Like, but that's all you hear. And I said, I even met Kevin Giraffe and said, "There's no harm to give you a break, and we got to take over from you somewhere," like, you know. So it did feel great. I mean, that's all we've heard, you know, for all the years, going back to the '67 team, going back to the 3 in a row and stuff like that, like, you know, and until the last few years, no one took us serious enough. Let's realise ourselves that we can do it ourselves. And we had the players coming up. We started doing it underage, we did it under minor, we did it under 21 last year, and it proved this year at long last. And I tell you, the best move we ever made was transferring back to Castlehaven Beara and back to Beara. Like, I tell you, without a doubt, it was the best move we ever made.
Neil Murphy, thank you very much indeed. I'm joined now by the young fella of the side. I think somebody said the last day, Brendan, you're the youngest player. It must be a great feeling to be part of the Beara team today.
Yeah, unbelievable. can't get over it. It's never experienced anything like it in my life. It's unbelievable. Delighted.
Tell me, after the drawn game the last day, a number of people said it that maybe you'd miss your boat, but it came out so committed today, it was unreal.
Yeah, I don't think that was a fair judgment of us, because we've been around. This Beara team has been around the last few years, and we don't die that easy, like, and we proved that today. And I think that we believed the last day that we'd still do it, like, after the drawn game, and we proved that today. Yeah.
Had the father, Kevin Joe, had he any words of encouragement for you today?
Yeah, not a lot though. He just said, do your best, and like, whatever happens after that happens, and that's basically what he said. A few words of advice last night. Watch the video of the drawn game last night, and it just brought up a few points that I should try to do different, like, and it worked today anyway. So.
Tell me, you were a pick corner forward the last day, moved out to the wing today, and you seem to enjoy the open spaces much more.
Yeah, well, apart from this Beara team, I never played corner forward with any of the other teams I played long. I was always a midfield player, centre forward player, so it was kind of strange to me to be in the corner with the Beara team. So I was much more at home at the wing today, so that much better. Yeah.
Brendan Sherr, thank you very much indeed. I'm now joined by, I suppose, some people would say Pierce, one of the exiles of the Beara Peninsula, Pierce Murphy, treasurer of the county board, but I say today, just a Beara man, full stop.
A Beara man, first and last, always a Beara man.
Tell me, it was, first of all, I would think that was probably a better game than the last day, but still you would have to favour the team that was going to get the early goal.
That may be so, Paddy, but it was a tremendous game of football. It was a very sporting game of football. But even though Castlehaven got the goal, it came at a very unfortunate time for Beara after Padraig Crowley, their goalkeeper, getting injured. But they picked themselves up, and there was a tremendous pint kick from 50 yards free by Kieran. I think that lifted the team. They came back and got another pint, and it was very, very obvious. Well, they were fighting to the last. There was great spirit in this team, and when the goal came, they had the upper hand at that stage. I think both Niall Callahan and Larry Tompkins had gone out of the game. That would be my impression. And Beara were running at them, and they were fighting for every ball as if their life depended on it, and they got their just reward.
Pierce, you were obviously around the time it was 130 years ago.
In 1967, I saw Beara's 5 championship matches. I was a young boy then, possibly, but I remember it being a great occasion. And it was tremendous to be there again today. And I hope when they'll win it again, and for many years to come, I'll be there as well.
Pierce, thank you very much indeed. I suppose a lot of people would say the man of the moment, Ollie O'Sullivan, captain of the Beara team. Ollie, first of all, congratulations on a great personal display, but certainly a lucky man to have such a great honour.
Unbelievable. I'm delighted, Paddy. I can't believe it, you know. It hasn't sunk in yet. I'm sure it'll be tomorrow before it does. And I'm very surprised that John Green is standing across to me besides yourself.
But you'll talk to humble Kerryman any day of the week.
I would, Paddy. You know yourself. We go back a long way.
First of all, well, I suppose one of the things that impressed me about this team, not only today but right through the start of the campaign, was the sense of unity that exists on the side.
Yeah, that Paddy wasn't just done this year, you know. DJ Shea there, an Northern man, played a lot of football with Beara himself, played for Cork, had a lot of grades. He brought this team together about 4 years ago, and he put a lot of time and effort in, and he united us together more as a club side than a divisional side. And Donald took up then 2 years ago, and would say he just kind of kept the ball rolling, and he did very well, and he gelled us very well again this year. And I think, as well as that, because Castlehaven Beara intermediates were involved and Garnish were involved, under 21s and Beara, we all trained together, because other than that we wouldn't have been able to, you know. Fair enough, we told the media and all that it was hard to get to training, but we were all training together the whole time, so
I know you'll never tell a word of the truth. The movement of yourself to midfield today, how did you feel about that before the game started?
I didn't mind, you know. I've had a bit of health problems there over the last few weeks, all right. But in fairness to our background team, Dr. Cotter especially, he's helped me along, and I thought it went well early on, but then things kind of went against me. So they swapped myself and Kieran, and they put me in on Callahan. I think the second half that worked a bit better. So
we came off with the win anyway, and that's the main thing, isn't it?
And I presume the movement of yourself in on Callan was to cancel style with style.
Well, yeah, the two of us are a bit fine, you know, so I think that happened.
Ollie O'Sullivan, congratulations on a great day. I'm now joined by, some people say, one of the characters of this Beara side. He's been described as the chairman of the soccer club. But today, Seamus, to score a goal in a county final, there must have been some feeling.
It was damn nice. It was very nice to get it. Like, I'm fucking delighted we won, and it wouldn't matter who scored the goal. Like, but someone had to do it, and why not be me? Like, I don't mind. I'll take it.
When they got the goal, though, Seamus, things were looking dodgy for the Beara men.
They were, but we were running to lull them into a spot of security. Like, I mean, the last day we gave him a chance to equalise. We knew Larry had missed it as well. We gave him a chance today. We said we give him a soft goal, and we're taking the cleaners after that, and we did it. Like, we knew that we'd be fitter than when he said we'd win the last quarter over with at least 6 points. Like, we knew that, so there was no problem there.
We're back with Seamus again. First of all, tell us about the soccer club.
The ex-soccer club, I think, at this stage. We were doing all right. We had lost our way about 3 or 4 years ago, and we were returned to the bottom division. And we just had to start from scratch again, and we started in 3rd division, and we won promotion every year back up to the Premier Division. We said we'd reached our destination, and we were going to give it one shot to do well in the Premiership anyway, in this West Cork League. Like, so this Dole football racket in started making a bit of a problem for us, and we managed to fulfil the fixtures for the first couple of weeks, and then the morning, the first county final, the senior final, we had a game to play above in Kinsale at 11 o'clock in the morning, and 5 lads turned up, but they came from Cork. The lads at home didn't know the 5 were coming from Cork, so they didn't go because there was only 5 or 6 of them as well. So that was our first problem. The following week there was another mix-up, and there was a football match on, and the lads were told that they'd have their legs broke if they played soccer. So unfortunately it turned out that 3 weeks running we weren't able to fulfill a fixture, and by the laws of the West Cork League that means us out. So someone else is going to have to start next year again down at the bottom division if they want to do it.
Coming back to today's game, Seamus, conditions out there were difficult, but still there was some great football play.
Conditions were terrible on the side of the covered stand, and all around that the Blackrock end really were very bad. Like, the other side was much better to play football in, and up that side I'd say most of the good football was played. Fair enough, Paul Hanley gave no stand in this play. It doesn't matter to him what he's running on. Like, he's just unbelievable. Like, and we've been going nowhere without him, and he deserves his man of the match award. Like, I mean, he was unbelievable, and all the lads mucked in as best they could in the tough conditions, which conditions are the same for both teams. Like, and we just had to get on with it. Like,
have you spoken to Alan O'Regan about the great pass that he gave you, the one that you missed?
I'm not sure what Alan was trying to do. I looked at him and I think he looked at me, but
I'm not sure what you were trying to do.
I reckon he was going for a point, and I said, I ain't going to make this, but I'll have to make some shape to get it. Like, so I threw myself at it, and sure, if it hit me it might have gone somewhere, but it didn't anyway.
Seamus Spencer, thank you very much indeed. I'm now joined by Adrigol's Michael Harrington, and even though a young fella has played on a good few Beara teams that were beaten in county championships, and I suppose there were times, Michael, when you thought today would never come.
Well, a lot of people thought that, but deep down I think everybody in Beara, especially the players, they knew that our day would come, because we won all the way up. I have under 12, under 14, under 16 and minor county medals. The only one I'm missing now is under 21, but that's too late. But I have my senior, and it's great, it's brilliant.
When did it dawn on you that maybe that Andy Scanlon was heading to the Beara Peninsula?
Is in the last couple of years, or today you're talking about?
Today, Michael.
Today. I think definitely when we got that goal, it really sunk in that we have this game and don't need to hold on to it. You know, we got a few points after that, and Castlehaven never scored after they got the goal, I think. And we really held on to that game, and we weren't leaving that park until we had that cup going home.
Now, maybe many of our viewers wouldn't know this, but I believe that this county final was won the day after the drawn game, when yourself and Kieran spent some time with John Green doing some altitude training. You might tell us about that.
That's right, yeah, we had a great old conversation, and you know, we decided our tactics and we got it all straightened out, and we sorted things out for today, and I'm delighted to say fair play to John Green, things worked out today, thanks be to God. He gave us great advice.
Michael, obviously, the fact that there's so many of the lads, and when I look around the table there, you can see there are only young fellas, that it's quite possible that we could be talking about more Beara victories in the future.
Definitely. But I think if Castletown are out now in intermediate into this month, and if they win and they go up, it's going to put extra pressure on us to try and regain the title. But I hope Castletown do. But if they don't, guaranteed we'll be definitely fighting for it again next year. But I think Castletown are going to take the title into this month, and there's a lot more titles to come yet, Paddy. There's a few more to go. There's Garnish, Beara 21s. You have Glengarriff, and you still have Adrigal Miners, and it's just a brilliant year for Beara at the moment.
I was wondering, would you remember the Adrigal Miners?
Of course I remember the Adrigal Miners. They're in 2 county finals, in the league final and the championship final. You can't forget your own club, even though you're in division. But I must say one thing, today you are a division, but the one thing about Beara, when we do play, we play the club. We're all the one. When we put on that jersey, we're not from Castletown, we're not from Adrigal, we're not from Garnish, we're from Beara, and we're fucking proud to be from Beara.
Michael Harrington, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Paddy.
I'm now joined by a player, I suppose, who, starting off today, Timmy O'Shea, that you didn't think that you were going to play a part in this Beara victory.
Well, I suppose you have to be expecting all the time, but I wasn't realistically expecting to know, I suppose.
Tell me, like, it must be some ordeal to come onto the field in a county final, and the first job you have to do is pick the ball out of the back of the net.
Well, it was actually the point that scored after that. I think that when I actually came on, I thought it was at first, but it is, but it's over before you. It's unbelievable, like, it's over before you realise it. I mean, but at the same time, I still rather if Potter didn't get injured, like, because he could be injured seriously, and that he'd be all right. And I'd still give that for anything, like, but it's great to come on and say you took part in it, because, you know, after all the year taking part in training and games all the year, like, to say that you actually did play for a spell, so it's great.
Can you describe for me, or is it possible to ask a young man to describe the feeling that when the sub he brought on at half-time, Seamus Spencer, when he got that goal?
Oh, it was great, because I think we were 3 points down when I came on. It was 177 points, and Kieran got a free, I think, and Lynch Spencer scored, so it was unbelievable altogether. It was, it's undescribable, like, because, but I thought in the end the boys were unbelievable, like, because they seemed to be fitter. I mean, after I came on, they didn't score, well, nothing to do with me, like, but I had nothing to do, like, I mean, they collapsed, and Beara were unbelievable, I thought.
Timmy, thank you very much indeed. Well done. Dunawise, man, full back for Beara. First of all, congratulations on a great personal display. I suppose you went into the first match and today's match under a bit of pressure because Colin Crowley had been doing so well in the championship. Does that put any pressure on a young man?
I suppose, well, before the first game, everything in the papers was about Colin Crowley, like, and so I suppose that gave me added incentive then, you know, to play well. I was happy with my performance the first day, and I suppose in fairness, Colin, he got 1-1 today, and maybe I suppose you could say Colin got the better exchanges today. Colin's a fine footballer, like, and as his brother Alan, and hopefully we'll be involved in Cork teams in the future together.
Very good. Going into today's game, and I suppose coming out of the game the last day, you know, people were making the comment that Beara had, feel like, blown it maybe.
I suppose, but I don't think we ever thought so, like, because, well, I suppose everyone wrote us out the first day, everyone wrote us out the second day. We the only people who believed that we would win were ourselves, like, I suppose that our belief in ourselves showed eventually, and that's what won us the game, really, our confidence in ourselves, like. You know, we always knew, I always felt, well, maybe alright when they got the goal, I felt maybe we were in trouble tonight. But once Spencer got that goal, I could never see us losing. It's honest to God, no, honest to God.
Spencer was telling me there a while ago, like, that he was kind of reserving the good wine till last, that he was, you know, making people enjoy it by doing absolutely nothing in the first half.
Well, Spencer always says that, like, it's about time Spencer did something. He didn't, like, he was a disgrace, like, he's a disgrace now in the previous year. No, I'm only messing, but I like Seamus Spencer is massively talented, like, and he showed eventually. He came right from fair juice to me. He won us the game, really, I suppose. Do you know, fair juice.
Tell me, you were obviously picked at full-back and you played there for a long time, and you came out the field as well, and you came out the field the last day. Which position do you prefer to play in?
Well, I suppose I nearly prefer maybe out in the half-back line, really, my preferred position. I suppose you have to do a job if you're told to do that, like you have to do what you're told, I suppose. Just take whatever comes now.
Donald Wiseman, thank you very much indeed. I'm now joined by Rory O'Dwyer, one of the elder statesmen of the Beara team. An absolutely great feeling, I'd imagine, Rory.
Well, elder statesman of the team, yes, great feeling, yes. It's been tremendous. You know, it's been 30 years since Beara have won it, and the feeling I have at the moment is for all the great Beara players who have been playing in the meantime, who haven't the feeling to see if they don't have the medals, like, but it's been tremendous, like, and hopefully today has made up for all those down days we've had.
And of course, like, even though it was won today on the field in Páirc Kiev, the gelling of this team goes back a bit in time.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we've tremendous young fellas, like, you know, you've like Sir Brendan George there now, Sean Dean, like, they're, I mean, like, the rest of us have been around a long time, like, but we don't have the legs anymore, but like those young fellas are tremendous, like, and they made it easy for us today, like, and...
Well, I'd like to remind you that even though you mightn't think the legs are great, 2 points in the drawing game was an invaluable contribution, I would suggest.
It was, and it doubled my score for the whole year, like, so today was just about average. I didn't score anything, so we don't mind. We have our medals now, which is great. It's great.
And you just mentioned there, and of course your father being involved, but this means an awful lot, particularly to you people, I know, but to the older people in Beara, talking there to Brendan Murphy and people like that, this means everything to them.
It means everything. I mean, like, down the years in Beara, like, as in many other places, Castlehaven and all that, like, there's been so many tragedies, car accidents, boating accidents, like, and I mean, like, this is everything to us, like, you know, but it means everything to the people in Beara as well, like, because it makes the winter shorter, and we're talking about 67 for the last 30 years, but hopefully they'll be talking about 97 as well, like, it's just tremendous, like, tremendous.
Rory O'Dwyer, thank you very much indeed. I'm now joined by a very important member of the Beara team, Alan O'Regan. Young years, but has played a great number of games for both the division and for the county. But Alan, I suppose today was, if you like, the pinnacle of your playing career so far.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, like, back home, half the people, like, didn't follow football, and today meant everything to everyone, like, you know, and everyone knows it, everyone remember it, and I just hope we don't have to wait another 30 years before we get another one, you know.
I was talking to you first about that great pass that you sent to Seamus Spencer that he made a bit of a hames about. I presume you were trying to find him with that pass in the second half.
I've been with Seamus now a long time, and we both kind of, you know, we know he's always outside when I'm in the inside, like, but he just missed time to his run. But I mean, are the conditions and everything, like, you know, I mean, if he'd got, he could have missed, and he might never got the goal he got, like, so, you know, things worked out great for us in the end.
They did work out very well for you. You started off with a great point in the first.
I needed so. We were all nervous, like, you know, and it was great to settle me down a bit, like, and the conditions played havoc, like, so I mean, like, you needed something to settle the team down a bit, like, you know.
When they got that goal, Alan, and like the fact that the conditions were bad and all that, and it was the general considered opinion that whoever would get the goal, that they might go on and win the Andy Scannell Cup. You were up on the far side of the field. Did your heart sink a little bit then?
It did, like, but the umpire informed me there's 15 minutes left, so, like, I mean, like, they tend to foul at the back a bit, like, so, and Kieran was on form, so I mean, like, every free we got was the point, like, so I mean, you know, we had time. If it was 10 minutes later, I mean, we were in trouble, but I mean, we had the time, we kept composure, and it was the kick in the behind we needed, you know, to wake up. It was.
Alan, even though that they are
You should run him on a lot sooner now.
Alan, even though that they're, and I said this to a number of the players, that here from a lot of different clubs down in the Beara division, that was very unified, the whole approach to today's game.
There has been in general, like, I mean, when I started under 12, like, I mean, there's 5 of this team, and we've been together since under 12, which, you know, and we don't, at times we don't consider clubs, you know, but I mean, like, 3 weeks time I'm out with Castle and Beara, like, and I'll be playing with Castle and Beara, and I'll be giving it everything, like, you know, so I mean, like, but we are a club to a certain extent, like, you know, I mean, we can't represent Cork, like, which is a shame, like, but I mean, without doubt, like, Townman, Garnishman, Adjabor, or whatever, we're all the same, and we treat each other the same respect.
Alan O'Regan, thank you very much indeed. Well, we're going to talk, we'll have a serious conversation, all right?
And then the team is after, all right? If you saw what it's getting, but on next Tuesday,
now joined by, obviously from the noise they're making in the background, Joanne Murphy, the physical therapist to the side. Tell me a little thing. Tell me a few things about him.
They're a great bunch of lads, and they really treat me very well, and they've had a great year, and they've really, really worked hard for what they've achieved today.
Now, tell me which one of them has worked the hardest, in your considered opinion.
They've all worked equally hard.
You're a bit of a politician now, Joanne. Right, I want the truth to this.
No, honestly, they all work really, really hard.
No, I reckon myself that if I was playing, right, I certainly would be tempted. I would be tempted to get injured if I saw somebody like you out on the sideline. Do you think is there any would that happen with any of these lads?
Oh, no.
They're all above board.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, they're all above board.
You still haven't taught me which one of them is the fittest player.
I don't know. No, they're all very, very fit.
Tell me, being obviously on a serious note, coming in as the physical therapist to this side, do you get emotionally involved in the game itself as it goes on?
Unfortunately, I do. Unfortunately, I do, yeah.
Did you ever lose faith in them today?
Never.
Not even when the Castlehaven has got the goal.
I knew they'd come back and get another goal.
And did you think that Seamus Spencer was going to get it?
No problem. Of course he would.
Joanne, thank you very much indeed. Now joined by the second of the Harrington brothers. I got Seamus earlier. Noel, first of all, it must be a bit of a special feeling to be part of a team with your brothers playing in it.
Or am I? Absolutely. Absolutely, my dad. I suppose when the two of us are playing, it makes it very, very special indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
Was that the reason why they moved him back to wing back, that he might do a good as job as you did the last day?
It was I've been coaching him, you see, and then who that like? I gave him a few tips.
I suppose a few people were surprised when they did make changes to the half back line, because it was so impressive in the drawing game. That people were maybe a little bit surprised today. But if anything, the half back line maybe performed as well, if not better, as a unit today.
Yeah, we did. I suppose the backs in general did okay, but like people are forgetting that the conditions that were there today will suit backs anyway, and it's a matter of it's down to your attitude, and after that, like how you will play the game and how you'll attack the game or whatever. And I thought the half back line in general, all the backs, I suppose, played okay. I didn't think we played as well as we did the first day, or that we didn't tighten up as well as we did the first day. But saying that, I thought we just did our own. We had our own.
As a back though, when I think they got their goal, maybe their last score, something like 13 minutes into that second half. It must be a great achievement to be able to keep a team out after getting a goal and going ahead, to be able to keep them scoreless for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, we kept them scoreless for the remainder. Yeah. I think that was more. I think that came down more to Castlehaven than us. I think they were inclined to throw the ball in a few times.
I must say something. You're a very honest fella. What's going on here?
They threw a few balls in, like they were Hail Mary balls, and they could have gone either way at the end of it, When they scored a goal first, I think we continued to play football a small bit, we scored our goal eventually, and I feel they kind of panicked a small bit, and they threw a few Hail Mary. They brought Tompkins back into the full forward line. They brought, and when they threw, they were hoping for anything, and it didn't come off. I think then when they panicked, and then I think maybe it just didn't work out. They could have gone either way, but it didn't work out for them, and I think they just tried it a bit too early. If they played away and maybe got a few score, maybe throw on a few points, they had a chance certainly for 1 or 2 points. You never know how it went or how it could have gone, but I think they may have thrown their hat at it too early, and it suited us because the conditions will suit backs. Those kind of conditions will suit backs.
The fact that Castlehaven Beara were involved in Garnish, were involved in the Beara under 21s, and when he drew the last day, and the general consensus were that he was the unlucky team the last day. Did that put any pressure on you coming up here today?
The Beara, you're talking about the Beara, yeah. It put absolutely no pressure, because every player there, it was our first taste of anything like that, and it's like anything like a newborn child. The more you will learn infinitely more at that level. I think we did learn more today
than Castlehaven. I think we used whatever ball we had much better. We played ball today, we didn't the last day. I think we were stuck to our feet the last day, and I think it showed in the end. Maybe when we were the 2 points down with a quarter or 20 minutes to go, we did battle and we got the ball back. I think, and we showed a fair bit of maturity for a team that was our first county. Well, it was actually our second county taste in so many weeks or whatever. But for a young team, really, we did show a fair bit of maturity, I thought, in that, like, you know.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Right, bye. Take care, buddy. Get used to it. Paddy Bernie O'Sullivan, another one of the tight marking full back line in defence in general. Just tough out there today.
It was very tough today. The conditions were heavy, but today they were extremely heavy. Particularly where I was in the first half. No, I was out near the stand side, and it was atrocious. Really, it was, you know, you were just like running on sand, and it was very hard to keep up. I was trying to keep after John Cleary there. He was going in and out. You try to be outside him, he'd go inside, you know, and you go inside him, he'd be outside you. You know, he's hard man to mark. But you know, whenever, like, the one thing we had going for us was whenever we did get the ball, there was always a Beara man or two to take it from you. You didn't have to go looking down the field for a man, you know. It was always a Beara man there waiting to take it from you, and that was the key factor today, I think.
And I suppose, Paddy, that's one thing maybe that people would associate more with Castlehaven than other teams. The fact that when a Beara back got a ball today, that there was very little ballooning of it going on, that there was always, you know, a player in support.
That's true, actually. Yeah. I suppose we learned a bit from Castlehaven in a way, but we are very like Castlehaven, and it's true. Like, no matter, we know, I'd say you could count to one or two balls that were actually booted out of defence today. It was every time was support play. No matter who had the ball, there was always a player behind him, a player alongside him, and a player in front of him on the Beara side to do that. The Haven didn't boot any balls out either. That's for sure, because as a back, you love when the opposing defence boots the ball out, you know, and there was none of them coming up today. Any ball that came up was good, but towards the end, uncharacteristically of them, they did boot a lot of balls in, and I think maybe that was the difference between us. We worked the ball in better in the second half. Yeah.
At half time, it was, I think, level pegging Paddy, something like 4 points apiece. He got the 2 points after the half time, and of course, like, you know, when scores are at premium, he went to 2 points ahead, and all of a sudden they came back and the ball in the back of the net.
That's right. We were at half time, you know, it was last time we went in, I think we went in ahead. Today we went in like 4 points apiece. We know the second half, but, you know, there was nothing unusual about it. It's 4 points apiece on an evenly matched game, and we had drawn already, and it was just the same. But at half time, it was Ollie Roux, our captain. He said to us, it was actually, I think he said it was, he was quoting Barry Murphy. He said the weakest part of our game was always about 10 minutes into the second half, and that's actually roughly when Castlehaven scored our goal. But I think all of us thought of that in our own minds, and we said, listen, Ed, we'll have to lift it, and we went back up. And the next point we got after Castlehaven's goal was the most important score we scored today. I think it was Kieran put it over, and then of course Seamus Spencer got the goal. We were on our way, but coming back straight away, bouncing back after that goal, I think was the most important thing.
I thought there for a while, Paddy, you were going to say that Ollie Roux quoted Shakespeare or something like that. Like that in the dressing room. But I've asked some of the other players as well, the great sense of unity that's in this side.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, say the Beara is a divisional side, really, but it's not really. It's more like a club side. I mean, say you take players here, we've been playing together for so long. I mean, say since I've been, since I started playing, I mean, say Beara is just as important as the clubs, and it showed today. You have so many young players, you've older players too, but they all blend well, and it's the blending and the bonding, and it makes all the difference. You're playing with friends. Doesn't matter what club they're from. Like when the Beara jersey is put on, at the moment Beara football is on a high, and we're split in different clubs, but it doesn't matter. Once you put on that Beara jersey, there's great unity, and it means it means everything, really.
Paddy Bernie, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
I'm now joined by Paul Hanley, one of the quiet men of Beara football. A man, in the opinion of the 5 judges, was declared man of the match. But no, you, Paul, the performance of the team, I'd imagine, was far more important.
Oh yeah, definitely. Winnie was definitely what it was all about. and it was a great team performance. I think especially the last 20 minutes when Castlehaven got the goal. You know, we felt that way. If they got another couple of points, maybe they could have taken control. But we dug deep and came back, and we got a couple of points. I think Spencer Lynn got a goal, and that kind of set us on our way.
He started with the a new midfield partnership today, if you like. First of all, I must ask you, how did you enjoy playing out there?
Oh yeah, it's nothing new to me. I played there the last couple of years really, so I was quite happy to get out there again. And I played with Ollie Roux there as well before, so it was nothing new to us really. Conditions were heavy, right? You know, which made a bit for fielding, that kind of thing, a bit awkward, but I enjoyed it.
You might talk to us about that the early exchange with David O'Regan. Actually, where I was, I thought David went to shoulder you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're correct in that. I noticed someone passed the ball to me, and I got the ball, and just as I turned around, I see David coming. So I kind of braced myself for the shoulder, and he came out the worst of it.
You stood fair.
Some fair, exactly, yeah.
Now, it was also talking about that great point you got in the first half.
Yeah, there was the referee called the play up and gave a throw ball, I think, to myself and Larry Tompkins, and two was challenged, but they broke to me, so I just caught it and looking up, I just kicked it over the bar.
I'm not too sure, Paul, whether the camera picked it up or not, but I'll never forget the way you put out that hand to catch that ball that time in the throw-in. I hope it's picked up on the camera, but it was a great point. Talked about, and I know you probably won't like talking about this, but to win man of the match, with a talented team like those fellas behind us, must be a little bit extra special.
Oh yeah, no doubt, yeah. Winning man of the match at any time, especially the county final, the senior county final, is very, very special. But then again, I owe this to all the players and the management, but I didn't come into the team until the semi-final against Duhallow, and I only trained for a weekend before the game, so I was kind of surprised to be included and to be part of the team. So get man of the match in the end of the year was marvellous, really.
I want to talk to you about, you had a great old tussle with Larry Tompkins in the drawn game, and today as well you went back Mark Evans into back. There was nothing spare between the two of you.
No, Larry is tough at any time. He's great experience, he's strong, and gives 100% commitment all the way. First day I had a bit of stomach bug into the game, so I felt I didn't do myself justice. You know, Larry got one lot of balls quite easily and got a few scores off me. So today I was determined to give him one back.
one of the proudest days of Paul Hanley's playing career.
Definitely, yeah. This definitely the proudest day. I won Cork Junior Medal there a couple of years ago, but this surpasses everything. To play with your local lads, and it is absolutely brilliant.
Paul Hanley, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Marty.
Padraig Crowley, the Castlehaven Beara goalie. First of all, Padraig, how serious is the injury?
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's too early to say. Like, it feels bad at the moment, but sure, it might be fine in the morning. You don't know, like.
I remember at one stage, I think it was in the second half, high ball coming in, two Haven players coming for you, which isn't the greatest sight at the best of times. Kept your eye on it, and John Finton Daly in his analysis and the commentary reckoned that was an absolutely vital save. I don't know, do you even remember it?
I think I remember it right. I don't think I saw the two Castlehaven fellas coming for me. Like, you just keep your eye on the ball, you don't think about them, like, and if they meet you, they meet you, and hopefully I got it, or thankfully I got it in there.
When you were walking off the field that time, the goal had gone in, the leg was shattered, Haven were leading, and the supporters were singing. Did you ever think that we'd be here talking about winning a county?
Oh, I was worried, like, I was worried. I knew I should have gone off maybe 2 minutes earlier, like, but that's the way it goes. Like, 10 fellas there telling me I was fine, get up, come on, you're fine, but we got away with it in the end, so thank God Timmy Shea came on, did the job, and that's what a panel is all about, you know.
It was all throughout the matches I have seen Beara playing this year, a very united kind of team. From no matter where you're from, it doesn't really matter with the Beara jerseys. And
we're like a club. We're like a club, Beara. Like, you know, we don't care where we're from. Like, you know, we all play this together. Like, we've been playing together since we were under 12. Like, we know each other with years. Like, and we meet each other every day of the week, and that's the way it is with us. Like,
What about these three wise men that you have?
4 wise men. We've done a wise man as well. They're great. They've put in savage effort all year. Like, you know, we're going now since January. Like, and it's great. Like, to see that we've won something now finally out of it, and so always some bit of silverware to take home with us. You know, we've another few counties to go yet.
That's what I was coming to. I just wanted to to wish you well, Padraig, and that hopefully it will be okay for the intermediate final.
Or hopefully it will, yeah, you know. We'll see how it is tomorrow now, and hopefully it'll be alright.
You must enjoy the night first.
Exactly. We'll get over tonight now first. We could pick up another few injuries tonight, actually.
I hope it's not the only thing you pick up before the morning.
That's true as well, yeah.
Thank you very much, Padraig Crowley.
Thank you.
We're nearly there, and I'm with one of the cornerbacks, Sean Walsh. Didn't know much about him before the semi-final. I certainly know a lot about him now. Your full back line was superb.
Our great full back line, like, even though we're all young, like, we all have experience, like, with the schools and last 21s. Like, we're all spent together, like, with Beara and whatnot, like, and it means a lot, like.
Tell me, we go back to the drawn game, and Edmund Cleary was brought on. And as far as I could see, all he had to do was kick it into the back of the net. Talk to me about that for a second.
Oh, that was pure fluke, like, that I saved, like.
No. You take all the credit for these things, Sean.
Not at all. And the high ball came in, like, between Larry and Paul Hanley, and two of them fell. And Paul lost his footing, like, and Larry got up, I stood in front of him. And before I knew it, Cleary had it. I saw Paul coming out, and just looked, the ball was there in my hands. I don't know how I got it, like. It's pure fluke.
Turning to today's game, the full back line obviously was under pressure because there was a lot of talk about you were after being found out to be a good full back line. Did that put extra pressure on today?
Small but alright, like, but like we're used to pressure now, like, you know, I was playing with Cork minors, Paddy Cork and 2-1s, like, so I'm the only one there that hasn't played with Cork, like, and then you've Kieran and all, like, I was talking about Cork and the experience, like, and it means a lot. Even though we're very slow set, like, but once you got our feet, like, we were flying it. There's no way through.
Sean Walsh, thank you very much indeed.
Will we start again? Well, winter Beara, there is by feble trucker blien, fashe going egidere. People of Beara and all our mighty team and our great supporters and all those who helped us out along the way, financially and every other way, this is a proud day for Beara. Maybe an especially proud day for me. I feel it is an emotional day in this way, that having been involved in the last Beara team and being as Beara chairman this time, it's a mighty special day. But one thing about it, that at least now the lads of the 1967 team can rest in peace. We have new heroes, lads, and let you enjoy it, and well done.
Deputy Chairman, Cork County Council, Chairman Cork County Board, Chairman Castlehaven and Chairman Beara. Indeed, you're all very welcome here today on a wonderful occasion. TSB Bank managed a match award after yesterday's Cork County Football Championship final. I would like to welcome everybody today, both teams, both mentors, and indeed both sets of supporters. I'd like to compliment both teams on their performance the first day and again on their performance yesterday. I must say it was one of the most enjoyable football games that I've ever witnessed yesterday, allowing for the conditions that were there before the game and during the game. I must compliment both teams on the way they went around the pitch and played the game on a very sporting nature. And it's easy for me to see why football is so strong out in the West, because every ball was fought for with great passion, great determination. And to win the match yesterday, you wanted to be a very, very strong team. So I compliment both teams on their efforts yesterday. I would congratulate Beara on a marvellous victory, their first since 30 years ago. And it must be a marvellous feeling to witness something like this yesterday after the match, to see the scenes of jubilation and to see these crowds that invaded the pitch after the game. My congratulations to Beara. The reason why we are here today is to honour the man of the match in yesterday's county final, and that was Paul Hanley.
And I would like to congratulate Paul as well, a club man of my own, as well as a Beara player and a former Cork player. I thought he had a magnificent match yesterday, and he really turned the game for us. Well done, Paul. And congratulations all round. And I would like from my heart out to wish Castlehaven the very best success in the Munster Club Championship, and I hope you go on to win the All-Ireland next year.
I would like to ask John Dennis, our regional manager of TSB Bank, to present the TSB Bank Man of the Match Award to Paul Hanley on his performance yesterday. So Paul.
Great, and I must say, very well deserving award that you got the Man of the Match award in yesterday's county.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a great honour to get the Man of the Match in the county final, like the senior final, after 30 years. To win it was a great occasion. But it could have been any one of the other 14 players in really who played outstanding right through, which is, like I always say, it's a team effort that wins games. But I think it's the people of 67 really knew exactly what it felt, and I think they really enjoyed the night. But Santa's thinking now, and yes, it's a great feeling.
Paul, thank you very much. Joined by John Green, and I suppose the first thing, John, I remember you saying it to me once or twice in the past, that with all the West Cork teams going to county finals, you thought the day would never come when Beara would get there.
Yeah, that's true, Paddy. I remember last year in the stand when Clon played UCC, and my lasting impression of that was Shawnee Hurley doing a sort of war dance out in the field, and I was absolutely delighted for him, as indeed I was for Clonakilty. And I said to myself, will our day ever come? And little did I know, all I had to wait was 12 months.
I suppose to win a county final is one thing, but the way that the Beara has won it yesterday, playing great football, must be an added joy to Beara people.
Absolutely. I mean, they played tremendously yesterday, particularly in the second half, and everybody was absolutely very proud of them, you know. And when you take into account the amount of hard work and training and travelling that they did, they deserve all the accolades they're getting here today, and I'm delighted for them.
No, not alone the training and all the hard work, but I must refer you back to the special training session that you brought Kieran and Michael Harrington on the Monday after the drawing game.
Yeah, well, I met Michael and I met Kieran inside in Koskis and Iries, and they looked a little down and a little dejected. So I said, look, lads, I know the game was only yesterday, but we have to go on a training session. And I took them out and took them on a training session, and you know, the results showed themselves yesterday. They were positive after the they were positive but standing after the training session, and I think it stood to them yesterday. They weren't doing so much standing after the session, but it stood to them yesterday. Yeah.
John, thanks very much. Well, 24 hours after that most magical of moments when Beara captured the 1997 TSB Cork Senior Football Championship, a victory that will be celebrated for many, many, many days and weeks and months ahead. I certainly enjoyed being involved with it, doing the commentary and hopefully doing interviews that will make the watching of this tape an enjoyable occasion, and hopefully will bring a lot of happiness and a lot of memories to the people of that great peninsula down in Beara.
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild. You come to me, give me everything I need. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. Ooh, I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Oh, tear us apart. No, no. Baby, I would rather be dead. Each time you leave me, I start losing control. You're walking away with my heart and my soul. I can feel you even when I'm alone. Oh, baby, I gotta go.
Castletown Bear and historic Dunbuy, Bear Island and Dursey, Arden and Kilcatherine. These are the old spots we're longing to see. Before the dawn, oh Beara, sweet Beara, our fond thoughts we send you, since fate has decreed that from you we must roam. Still deep in our memory, each hilltop and valley, each moorland and stream of old Beara.